It's yellow? Whatever. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing fucking well. Welcome to the classiest place on earth. Isn't that one of the best fucking songs? The comedy one? Healing the world with comedy? Dude, it hits so real and hard. I love it so much. Why am I so early? What do you mean it's not? Isn't this the normal time I go live? Isn't this normal? It's 9. Isn't this is my normal time? Yeah. This why dogs? This is my normal time. The fuck? Oh my god, that like Sugar by Shaka Khan is so fucking good. It's so addicting. The dance and everything to it. Yeah, I fucking love that one so much. I look really yellow. Hmm. Oh, dude, I got a little bowl. I've actually misplaced my loaded bowl somewhere. I had a stoner bowl, and I have no clue. It's got to be on my desk. My desk is even dirty. I kind of panicked looking for it, so I have a different bowl that's like burned but very clean that I gotta grind enough weed to fill. But I'm there with you. Good morning, Peen. How are you doing? Oh, you got your results back? And they're clean, right? I'm assuming you wouldn't start a conversation this way if they weren't. We're yellow, but not mellow. Never mellow. Maybe when I'm sleeping. I think I'm pretty calm when I'm sleeping. You have to go get an ultrasound. No shit. Is it because it's too dense? Literally, no shit. Two of my aunts have huge boobies, like knockers. And their whole life, they always, and it's like the doctor knows that's the killer. There's so many things going on. The doctors know that is so annoying. I can see the reflection on the shit behind me. Um, they know that every single time my aunts have to go get a mammogram, they have to get the ultrasound because their breasts are too dense, allegedly, for the vice to scan through. But they still make them do the vice every single time. And I just have always thought that's kind of fucked up. Like, why do you torture them if you know? Oh, no shit. That's literally Viata. Same with my aunts and my mom. They've had so many little fibrous, like, seriously. My whole life, my mom would go get a mammogram and have to go get an ultrasound because they'd find some little fibrous ball or something. Isn't it fucked up? Yep, they always do it. They're like, no, we have to do the vice first, just in case it works this time. Because it's not like they're all in their 70s and their boobs are changing still. Like, I'm pretty sure by the time you're in your 70s, your boobs are what they're gonna be. Like they're not gonna get less dense. I don't know what dense boob means, but yeah, that they still make you and if you've never experienced a mammogram or you don't have to, you're very lucky. They literally pull our boob as far from our body as possible and stick it in a vise and clamp it into the vise to take scans of it. And if you don't have a lot of I mean, I think it's horrible no matter what. But like for someone like me, I don't got a lot of boob. They literally like try to rip my tit off my chest. They're like, "Can we pull it further?" I'm like, "No. Don't you know that it's attached, you fuck shit?" Dense boobs don't I mean, dude. And that's the thing, like, if you got dense boobs, I'm assuming that clamp hurts even worse, right? Ugh. No, thank you. Fibrous breast tissue, Viata's doctor probably explained it better, but my mom had the same thing. Some people just have fibrous, like it's almost like little bundles of scar tissue all throughout their bodies. And unfortunately, if it's in your breasts, it means that you can't scan through it with just the normal vice scan. They have to do an ultrasound to see beyond the fibrous bits. You know what I mean? Like they can't see into the mammary gland all the way because of the dense shit, something like that, right? Yo, them teddies be dense as fuck. Oh god, psycho. Let's see if my shit works. I updated it. Jesus Christ. Monitor. To Don't be a dick today. Last weekend you played 1,225 years of Baldur's Gate 3. What the fuck? Seriously? I think ultrasound's more expensive for insurance or something, so they always reject it first. That's why. They make like it's insurance companies that drive that Vice thing. They're like, you have to prove to us that you need the ultrasound, otherwise we won't cover it. You could probably electively ask for the ultrasound, but you probably have to pay for it out of pocket, which is fucked up. Ooh, yes. Hell yeah, Glut. Hold on. Okay, so we played last weekend. We played 1,225 years of Baldur's Gate 3. As we head into the second weekend of launch, we've compiled some tasty stats for you to sink your teeth into. Ooh. Hold on, am I doing this right? They put a lot of photos in this. Hold up. Yeah, I am. Okay. So, 368 players managed to finish the game in the opening weekend. What the fuck? Oh, Fox. Pray for our Trixie bitch. Yeah, that's it. It's horrible. Yeah, it's bad. Eating too much cake is a sin of gluttony, but eating too much pie is alright because the sin of pie is 0.
The sign of pi, Jesus fucking Christ, that was good. That's a good one.
Dude, get your butt checked. It's so worth it. You don't want to have ass cancer. I've told you guys this a million times, but you get one ass. One. And then we just start chopping bits out, and then eventually you have a bag you shit in the side of your body. Let's be honest. Get your butt checked. Over 93% of players rolled a custom character. Fuck yeah. I'm actually shocked that not everybody did. Players spent a combined 88 years. What the fuck? What? Oh, David, did you see that they're reintroducing cross saves though? Dude, Mishy, I've made so many characters. Like and it's not because I like to like make them. I just want to make a really fun character. I made so many offline before I stuck with one. 88 years in character creation. That is phenomenal. Nearly 10% of characters spend at least an hour in character creation. I mean, no shit. Wait, what the fuck? I just want to go to the next one. Original origin character selection. Origin character selection? Oh, so this is people picking origin characters. So instead of doing an original character, so 27,000 pick Gale, and then Karlach, and then Astarion, and then Shadowheart, and then Will, and then the poor Git. Dude, did you see that? No shit. Look, this is the part. 368 people finished the game last weekend. How? 93% of players rolled a custom character. 88 years. Years in character creation. A 32-hour game in 48 hours. Yeah, that's fucking wild. Okay, so those, Gale. Gale was the most popular played origin character. We get it. Who couldn't resist the allure of that head of hair? That's George Michael. Don't lie to me. 7th. Gale was also 7th. This was also the 7th cause of death for players, but you only have yourselves to blame for being so flammable. Class choices. Paladin and half-elf. Really? How do you even enjoy it if you finish that fast?
I gave it a wash, turned it on, and slipped it in. I gave it a wash, turned it on, and slipped it in.
That's how. So half-elf paladins, and then sorcerer. So the class choices go paladin, sorcerer, warlock, rogue, bard, barbarian, fighter, ranger, wizard, monk, druid, cleric. Druid's the second lowest. Wow. Dude, okay. And then it goes half-elf, human. Okay. Is there a reason people choose to be a human in a game where you can be really, really cool magical creatures? I've never understood it. Like, you're already a people. Bonus feats. Okay. That's to me too, Psycho. Like, if the game gives me an option to have horns, I'm gonna do that. I think I bitch about that too much, but games where, like, every other character gets to be super fucking cool looking and you're just a human. I'm already a people, I'm good. I've done the people thing. Dual class mofos is pretty dope too. Couldn't find you songs from ESO. What do you mean? What songs? Rush time is 28.5. What the fuck? Oh, Dave.
I gave it a wash, turned it on, and slipped it in.
I'm ruined from that, David. Ruined. Okay, so the race choices: half elf, human, elf. The most human looking things. It's just shocking. Dragonborn, tiefling, drow, half orc, dwarf, gnome, halfling, and git. Dude, the gits are fucking cool. I'm shocked people don't want to be git. I feel like I say their names. It's git Yankee. Git. I feel like I say that name wrong every single time. Almost 100,000 players have been rejected by Asterion. What? Rejected? And we're all trying hard not to take it personally. The majority of players have chosen to romance Shadowheart instead, followed by Gale. Gith Yankee. Gith Yankee? Half the characters sound like they're saying git, so I get confused. I want to get a bunch of people to play BG3 with me where we're all musicians. We'll be a band called Bard to the Bone. Jesus Christ. You'd rival the Double Ds. I don't remember those songs, David, but I sing a lot of shitty songs. The one I remember singing, oh god, what was it? It was like Little Mermaid, but it was dirty. A lot of people also make their character look like themselves. I kind of get that. I mean, I do that to a certain point, but I don't know. I just want to be a people. I don't understand the attraction to Asterion. I think it's people just want to, like Glut. I don't know if you guys saw this, but yesterday I tweeted out, tell me about your BG3 character, and 99.9% of you literally included the word slutty in your descriptions of your characters from BG3. It's hilarious. Everybody has a slutty something. Everybody just wants to fuck. Everybody just wants to fuck everything, I think. Yep. Everybody, like, well, okay, Psycho was different, but you're the 1%, the vast majority. Literally everyone's romancing. I haven't even had a romancing option with a character yet. Fuck me, I forgot you can multiclass in this game. Time to make my coffee lock. Stop it. What's the difference between a kleptomaniac and a literalist? A literalist takes things literally. A kleptomaniac takes things literally. Well done. Right? You had your first sex scene. That's what I'm saying, Psycho. I've been playing my off-stream game every night, and I've been playing online with Psycho, or on-stream almost every day with Psycho, and I haven't had a romancing option yet. But I wonder, so this is my theory on Asterion. I think I told you guys about this yesterday, but, you have your little incident with Asterion where he, like, is a vampire and tries to bite you while you're sleeping. Zach chose all the options to just let Asterion keep drinking, and Asterion literally killed him. And Zach had to use one of his other characters to, like, revivify himself. And Zach has told me that, like, every conversation he has with Asterion, his character's only dialogue options, like, 3 times over are, yeah, but you killed me. And he said it's starting to turn into, like, flirting. It's like, yeah, but you killed me. So maybe to romance him, you have to let him kill you. You've already had sex with the Git Lady twice. Was it hot? I feel like we've totally focused on battle so much that I haven't done any of that. Maybe I'll try to romance today or something. Oh, we have a song. Is it a video? Is it a video, Glut, that we want to watch together? I'll finish reading this and then we'll watch it. One NPC was shoved into a chasm for every concurrent player we had during our peak on Sunday. 815,000. It was? Oh, fuck yeah. The Githyank is a power bottom for sure. Oh, hell yeah. Ooh, I just wanted to know, like, is it a video that, like, we should watch together? Like, is it one of those? Like, is it video important? You know what I mean. Of all player deaths, 12% were caused by friendly fire. Nice spellcast in there, Dave. Reminds me of when someone dropped a chandelier on my head full of fire. Interesting.
Penetrate that asshole.
That too. Jedediah! Thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, and giving fucking age swings. I mean, fucking the bits. Why am I like, dude? What happened there? My brain broke. Thank you for the biddies. Why? Okay. I think this is the last pictographic thing. Opening weekend in numbers. In terms of diplomacy, players veer on the side of good. Assaulted Grove, saved Grove. What did you guys do? I'm curious. Bish! Oh, fuck yeah. I just ground up this one. What is this guy? What is your strain again? I've forgotten what you're called already. Oh, this is the weird one. It's like fucker cake or something. Cheers! Holy shit. Scratch has been petted over 750,000 times. Did anyone else pet the dog until they couldn't pet the dog anymore? David, which song is it? Because I think I might have heard it on accident. You, psycho. You! Cementing his reputation as the goodest boy in all the realms. Fuck yes. Players spoke 1,400,000. I haven't spoken to a corpse yet either. Players spoke to over 1,400,000 corpses and over 2,400,000 animals. Next time somebody starts bragging about being fluent in 9 languages, ask them if they... Next time somebody starts bragging about being fluent in 9 languages, asking them if any of those include squirrel. Oops. Players have played for at least 10 million hours or over 1,225
Years. I didn't mean to press that, but that's pretty funny. Hail Satan.
I gave it a wash, turned it on, and slipped it in.
Wow. That really puts it into fucking perspective, huh? That fucking... Wow. I mean, I don't regret it, though. Like, I have a lot of fun in the game. I don't know. Is that just me? They post these hours, and I feel like some people would probably look at that and be like, oh my god, you've wasted so much of your life in a game. But, like, I've had so much fun playing the game. Is that just me? Ooh. Oh my god, her voice. Oh, you can play fetch. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna figure that out. I petted it. I petted that dog so hard. All the pets. I used to be fluent in 5, but now I'm only fluent in barely 2 because your language degrades if you don't use it. 100%. You don't use it, you lose it. Like, I always find that, Fox, when I like travel to internationally to different countries where they speak a different language, I start to pick that language up relatively quickly, and I start to feel like really excited, and then the moment I'm home, it's gone. I can say please and thank you in Greek, and that's about it. And I used to be able to fully hold a conversation just from being there, just like being inundated in the language, you know? A squirrel bit me. I used to talk with animals to find out why. Then I kicked the shit out of it. I hate squirrels. Fuck this girl's voice. A millennium of collective human time went towards Baldur's Gate this weekend. And if you think about it, you know how like people talk about, you know, energy, people's energy and how that's put into the world? Think about all the, like, joy that was put into the world this past weekend of people just chilling, playing a fucking good game, and living, like, that D&D nostalgia. I believe in energy like that. Like, when a bunch of people are angry, you can feel it, and when a bunch of people are feeling good, you can fucking feel it, and I think people are enjoying it. Fun and pleasure is all that matters at times, so enjoy that game. 100% agree. I agree. I used to feel bad about the amount of hours I had in ESO, like, thousands and thousands, I have no idea. You have to add them up across your characters, and if you've ever deleted a character, those hours you just don't know anymore, and it was insane. I used to kinda feel bad about it, but, like, not bad, but I'd look at that and be like, "God, that's a lot of hours I just sat," but I had so much fun, and I met so many cool people, and I have so many good memories, I don't give a fuck. To me, it's like saying you wasted your time traveling somewhere. Like, no, I did not. I did not waste my time. I had a really good time. If you're having fun, fuck it, dude. It's not a waste of time. People that say you wasted your time in a game has their own hobbies they waste their time in and binge on their phones, Netflix for hours. Exactly, Ienia. Everybody has their priorities where they're willing to waste time, but it's not wasted to us. Ooh, no, I don't know if I heard that one. There was one the other day, David, that played that I hadn't heard before. What was it called? It was good. But it came on randomly, and I was like, "Is this a new Ren song? Why don't I know this song?" It was weird. He's releasing shit all the time. It's her voice is fucking soulful. Her voice is beautiful. No, it wasn't Suicide. We watched that one on stream. What one was it? I can form sentences well in German, but the words no. Yeah, that's kind of me with like Spanish and Russian. It's I can understand it, but I've lost the ability to be conversational with it, which sucks. I hate that. I met you while you were playing ESOCK. Oh, Lord Hybrid, and that's what like. I mean, yeah. There's so many things that I enjoyed and got out. I hate to say got out of ESO, but like I met amazing people and played with cool people and had really good times and laughed my fucking ass off at us just like sitting around on our mounts neighing. I had a good time. People may think that's a waste of time. To each their own. What's happening here? I'm lost. Um, is it? Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Loud on it. Yeah, like you're gonna tear someone's entire life and art down and then be like, but like y'all for real, you're really good. I'm Ren's one of my favorite rappers because he's one of the only white rappers that doesn't insist on using the N word just because they're rapping. Like, I enjoy singing along to the music I'm listening to, and it's really hard sometimes because I refuse to sing the N word, regardless if it's in a song or not, which I think most of you would agree with. And what? Good morning, Molly. If white people can't rap, how do you explain Eminem, who's lyrically phenomenal? I mean, yeah. What's the other half of RTJ? I always forget his name. It's Killer Mike and Ginger Dude. He's phenomenal. There's a lot of, I mean, rap is we can say it like originated with black culture or something like that. I don't know, and I'm not going to speak to it because I don't want to sound like a fucking dumbass. But like gatekeeping a style of music for no reason. Now, gatekeeping it because white people insist on using the N word in their rap. Yeah, like don't rap just an excuse to be a racist piece of shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's not okay. But you know what I mean? There's a lot of white rappers that are actually super lyrically clever, but far too many of them are homophobic, at least lyrically. Really? If you got to sing about anything you wanted to sing about, and you chose to sing about the sex life of others and how you disapprove of it, what? Again, strange hill to die on, but at least you'll be dead. I guess it's like you get into a fist fight and have respect for each other afterwards. Maybe? Yeah. I feel like maybe I feel like a fist fight's better than that though, because those are like mean like that was mean. I don't know. It just felt cold and mean. Rap has issues with homophobia in general, I think. Is it an actual cultural disposition towards the gay community, or is it, like, something else? I don't know, I'm genuinely asking. Hector's rectum! Maybe. Oh, I mean, does I don't know. My parents listened to country in the early 2000s, and there was nothing about being gay in those, like, against it or for it. At least the shit that I was exposed to, like Tim McGraw and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna say it's not out there. They just use, the F words, yeah. There's a couple of lyrical references to it otherwise, but it's not a concentration of their music. My only beef is that they use those words. Yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like in this day and age, it's pretty well understood that, like, unless you are an English person asking to smoke a fag, those words are, strictly for use in the gay community amongst themselves, and that's it, period, end of story, right? That's the understanding I was under. Is it hypermasculinity thing? That's kind of what I being not a man, I feel stupid, like, I can't speak to that, but it's nice to have dudes in chat who can be like, "No, that's totally what it is," because, can't speak to an experience you don't have, like, I've got a pussy, what are you gonna do? Happy Faded Friday, everybody. Success, Cinemus! I'm glad you kept your limbs. Chainsaws scare me. They're so loud and violent. Yeah, Mackenzie, yep. I think we watched, it was an interview with him or something like that, but it was him talking about his Lyme's disease, right? Something like that? Chucky, yes, but, like, I vaguely remember when Chance the Rapper came out as gay, like, very openly, because I don't think he may have, I don't know if he was hiding his sexuality, but there was a moment where the media was like, "Oh, look, Chance the Rapper has human blood in his shoes and is gay and hails Satan or something." And I was like, "Yeah." But people go after him constantly. Like, he might be top of the charts, but he is like a prime target of hate and hate speech. It's fucking disgusting. I've watched a couple interviews of him, and he's borderline abused by his own fan base. Like, people literally commenting like, "Man, I fucking love your rhymes, but you're so fucking gay." Like, art, what? How does what I do in the bedroom have anything to do with my fucking music? That's what I would say. I just don't get it. Oh, this is Ren's band? Is he, like, currently in a band? Oh shit, he is. This is, like, only from a year ago. Hold on, I'm grabbing it. I got a couple other links from you guys. Hold up. Ooh, drums. Yes. Oh, I got that, bitch. Lesho! Thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class. I've been giving it swings for 20 fucking months in a row. That's a really long time, and I appreciate you. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways, because nothing is sexier than pure sober consent, and I appreciate your resub. My grandpa had an accident with a chainsaw once. No! Oh, and it worked? Those pants worked? That is so scary. My grandpa had an accident with a chainsaw once. Luckily, he wore those pants that are meant to stop chainsaws from lobbing off your limbs. He still got a pretty intense injury from it, but at least it didn't touch his bones. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, no. Lil Nas. Oh, Chance has the blood. Thank you. Yeah, he came out and everyone was like, Old Town Road is clearly about gay sex. And he's like, nah, it's just a meme song. Thank you. That was the one I was talking about. Sorry, I mixed them up, but I appreciate you. Yeah. And it was like, it's that confirmation bias. We were talking about this yesterday, where, like, your fans decide something is something, and you're like, no, it's not that thing. But your fans are like, no, it is that thing. Therefore, it is that thing, which is fucking ridiculous. Nope, they're different people. I just remembered vaguely about a musical artist coming out as gay openly and people freaking out, and I thought I was wrong. Wrong person. My bad. Totally different artists. I just mixed it up in my head. But it's fucked up regardless. Like, the fact that someone who makes music for a living, that what they do with their sexual partner is even a factor, if it's not literally they're not singing about it in their song, is so bizarre to me. I don't give a fuck what you're doing if it's legal and consensual. Keep it to yourself. The fit, yeah. I think that's why I like concerts because you're just in a sea of people and you just kind of like sing and, have your hands up, but you're not like, I don't know. It's so awkward. Enjoying music in public is awkward no matter what you do. Let's be honest. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, this chick, what is her name? Nope. What the fuck? That is not the video I clicked. Azalea Banks. Did anybody hear about that? Azalea Banks? She like was a decent like hip hop kind of pop rapper, whatever. And then out of nowhere, she like tweeted a picture of a bloody corner in her basement and was like, "Brujas get it?" And the world was like, "She slaughtered a chicken for food. Oh my god, she's a witch." And I never heard from her again. I don't know what happened. Kind of makes me sad. A lot of my white friends say they don't want to dance because they're white. Dancing's fun for everyone. I still dance. I'm just highly aware that it doesn't look good and I would not put it on camera. But, I mean, to be honest, once you see your dumb white body trying to move to music, it's really hard to want to do that in public again. You ever watch yourself fuck? It's similar. If it feels good, it doesn't look good. You know what I'm saying? If it looks good, probably doesn't feel as good. I assume it's kind of similar both ways. I don't. Oh, she buried her dead cat, exhumed it, and cooked it. I didn't hear about that. At least she's using the full animal, I guess. I wouldn't eat a cat. They smell bad. Oh my god, Psycho. That's one of Psycho Sly. Now there's two Psychos. That's one of my favorite songs ever. It's literally in this playlist, I bet. Hold on, let's see how far I have to scroll before it comes up. Okay, it didn't come up. I'm a big fat liar, but we listen to that song all the time. I love it. Hold on, I'll find it. I have like one mega playlist. If you type exclamation point song or exclamation point playlist in the chat, there will come up a YouTube playlist and a Spotify playlist. The YouTube playlist is approximately 8 years of shared music between my community and myself that I've just been liking and saving. It's just enormous. It's called The Tits. It's huge. You kind of get lost in it for a bit, but it's kind of amazing. I kind of love it. It's almost like an evolution of our channel. And that is, I love Electric Callboys so much. They're so great. I can't remember who introduced me to them, but it was this year. I'd never heard of Electric Callboy before this year. It's disappointing. Bump, bump, bump. Oh shit, Mel, good idea. I gotta start doing it backwards. Giggity? Which one did you want every time we touch? Do you like the techno version or the non? Oh, it might have been Kills. Oh, I think it was Kills. I think you're right. I think it was Kills. I think it was the train one. What's the train song? Yes, I think you're right. Yep. Gifts. How is Zeke on the dance floor? He has incredible moves. He can dance. I hate it. He actually knows dances. Like, he knows dances. I hate it. It's so, I hate it because I know nothing. Like, I can do the fucking Hey Macarena, maybe, kind of. Like, I listen to metal the majority of my childhood. That's not rhythm. I got nothing. I can headbang. But no, he can actually dance. He knows, like, NSYNC and Backstreet Boy, like, actual dances and shit. Because him and his friends used to do them as jokes for stand-up things. Like, he can dance. Yep. Sucks for me. I've got to rest on me laurels. You know what I'm saying? Haifa, we got the moves. I bet it was We Got the Moves. Techno, okay, that's my favorite too, but some people don't like that version. I don't know why. It's great. I mean, both versions are great, honestly. Electric Callboy is great. I'm so happy to know them now. I love music that's like really dank music, but on top of it, they're kind of funny. You know, they've got like a sense of humor about themselves. That's one of my favorite things. Hello, Brewdog. How are you? Dude, BG3 is everything. I mean, we'll probably play today. I've literally played almost every single day. I'm obsessed. I'm really slow. I take forever, but I have a really good time, and that's what matters. And I don't know any dances. I wish. Not surprised at all. Zeke is a glam disco dude deep inside. 100%. Yep. Yep. It didn't shock me at all. Like, he is slick. Like, he kind of is like, he's like me in that he's really tall and awkward and linebacker built, and we just kind of like lumber around and slam our bodies into things. But the moment a song comes on, he'll start singing, crooning like fucking Frank Sinatra and or dancing with moves, and I'm just like, oh, stand further away. You make me look terrible. Dude, right, Damon? God, it's good. It's very fun. I very much enjoy it. If we ever end up at a con with a rave, we can send Dis and Zeke to the dance floor and, oh, yes. Please, yes. Deal. They can go get it out of their system, and we'll go somewhere else where our assholes can relax. Yeah. Mel, abso-fucking-lutely. Hold on, we're autoplaying. No autoplay. You stop that. You stop that. I want to save that last song. Stop that right now. If you've never heard of Electric Callboy, you're welcome. 100. Oh, Mel, you're worse than us. I don't know. I noticed that this morning too, Stage, and I haven't fucked with it, but when I went live, it's just very yellow. I'm wondering, I don't know, if my lights are like really dim or something, because we all look very green and yellow today, don't we? I don't know. Should we fix it, maybe? Ma'am? Sweet girl, you do look green. Maybe she's green. I just like to give people trouble. No, it's totally cool. I have a habit of killing songs for myself. I try really hard not to. I just had to drive. I just had to drive an hour to pick up 3 bags of trash. On the way back, there was a line of 30 vehicles in the fast lane. Then I realized why. There was a log truck in the right lane. No. Final Destination, like, impaling? Like, oh, fuck. I hope they're okay. She needs a haircut, that's for sure. They're getting groomed in, I think, a couple days, honestly. You wanna go outside? Okay. I have to pee really bad anyway, so let's take a quick break. Action video, that's a bit much. That's a little too Inception for me. Also, I don't wanna know. Like, we're all aware of Rule 34 or whatever it is. I just, So carry on, maybe he's not a fan. Maybe he super hates his car. It's gotta be a My Strange Addiction, right? I watched that show for a bit. I watched a lady bang the Eiffel Tower, and she married it after divorcing a chunk of fence that she also would straddle. She, like, consummated her marriage with the Eiffel Tower in front of children. It was so weird. Like, actually, though. Glad, did I miss that? Hold on. Oh my god, Amelia's on Cameo. Jesus Christ. Oh, the Uwu Rod. I can't add it to my channel. Why can't I add it? Let me add that. I want that. As a poodle. Added. I got it. Oh my god, I got it. Yes. Ever had so much car trouble you fucked it? Consummated how? So, literally, the way the show went was the show, like, followed her on her way to Paris because she doesn't live there. She's an American. And she wore, it was like, this was like, I want to say it was early 2000s, late 90s. And she was kind of wearing like a flowy, you know, skirt thing and like a little crushed velvet jacket and like a little crushed velvet hat with like a rose on it or something. She looked very Blossom, like grown up Blossom. And she kind of insinuated she wasn't wearing panties. And so they take the elevator or the stairs or whatever. I've never been to the Eiffel Tower to the top of it. And then she like, there's like literally school children in little school outfits walking around and people walking around. And she just like straddles a part of it and kind of and sits there for a minute, and she's so joyous. Like, I can't even imitate it without laughing. She starts, like, just this huge smile, and she's like, "It just feels so real. We're finally together, me and my wife." It's just and the episodes before that, she would do the exact same thing, but with, like, a chunk of fence that she took from someone's yard. She literally just cut it out because they asked her to stop straddling their fence. Obviously, this person has had massive trauma in their childhood. I don't mean to laugh, but damn. I think she actually might have divorced the Eiffel Tower by now, if I correctly remember. I call my car her, she, like, I talk to her when I'm in there. Like, I love my car, but I'm not about to fuck it. I'd fuck in it. She kinda just, like, sits she soaks the Eiffel Tower. I'll fuck in it. Exactly. But, like, there's some trauma, man. Dude, Alex, same brain. It was a clam dip, thank you. Thank you. Yes. That, like, arguably might have become a clam bake. I'm not exactly sure how long she sat there because it was a show, but I don't know what to do there. A good beaver buffering, Jesus fuck. No. No. Used to have a car named Clitty. When I parked her, could never find her again. Clitty. And that's how you get splinters. In your pee pee. Oh. Dude, this band keeps coming up, and every time they come up, someone mentions that this dude's an asshole, and I just, like, I don't know anything about him, but didn't he kill somebody and then try to justify it or some bullshit? Something like that? Rod. I don't want to remember these moments. Like, all I can think of now is the golem. You have a knack for giving me nightmares. Oh, he says transphobic shit. Okay, then I mean, wow, Katie. He, like, murdered somebody? Man, whatever. Transphobic shit? Out. I'm so sorry I'm broken this way, but that's kind of where my morals stand. I did a block on the music, so fuck that. Hate speech is inexcusable. I don't know what to do about that. Murder somebody? Well, what do they do? Falling in reverse? Is that what they are? Right, Alk? That's something that I will tell people because, like, I didn't like the information on him killing someone was very wishy washy. He went to jail for a little bit for it or something because it was like self defense manslaughter. There was something weird there. But transphobia, homophobia, hate speech, racism, blah blah blah, etc., etc. No, they aren't that good. I don't know if there's a band good enough, like, that insinuates there's a band that's like, "Oh my god, but they're so good." I don't think there is one. There's not a band out there that pleases my ears enough for me to look past transphobia, to be honest. That's a rough one. Yeah, no. No. Oh, there was a fight and his friend killed somebody, but in court it was self-defense. That's what it was. Thank you. Didn't he serve jail time, Brilla? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think we read about it one day. Fuck, Friday afternoon's my chill time in the garden, and my neighbor chooses to violently mow their lawn at the same time every time. That sucks. I watch a guy on YouTube. He cooks. He just cooks. He likes to do. It's a cooking channel, but I swear to God, he has the same problem every day when he has time to film. The people above him in his apartment building decide to vacuum, and it's kind of hilarious at this point. Like mid video, every single time, right above him, and he makes a joke about it, but it makes me giggle. A quick rundown for anyone interested. Thank you. He went to jail because he got probation for having brass knuckles and violated it by having them again. Oh, so he's not just transphobic, he's a fucking douche. Ronnie Radke is problematic. Updated thread. So this is a tweet by Ronnie Radke. P.S. Is it like a new law hate crime to be rude to morbidly obese people asking for a friend? Another tweet by them. At first glance, I thought you were Demi Lovato after eating a peanut that she was allergic to. Old Quagmire face swollen as fuck. Another one. I only talk about rape stuff because I was accused of it, and it is taxing being accused of something you didn't do, so I spoke out. What? Or qua? Poor fucking what? I only talk about the rape stuff because I was accused of it. And it's taxing being accused of something I didn't do. So I spoke out. Kino, I'm learning about Ronnie Radke today. Ooh. Another by Ronnie Radke. Don't let the media tell you it's white racist people doing the mass murders. It's every race, mainly male. They only cover the white kids because it fits the narrative they push for ratings. Stay woke. Oh, he's a racist. Like he's anti-woke? That's yeah, I shouldn't be shocked that that's the thing. Okay. What a piece of shit. He picked up 3 mic stands and threw them at his audience. And I'm not going to show this on stream, but the next tweet is footage of the concert injuries, and it's literally people with staples in their head and blood going all everywhere. It is so problematic's a weak word for this person, right? And isn't parents having gender reveal parties transphobic as well? Assuming the gender of the baby before it even knows? These are actual questions I have. Like, when is it too far? Or when is it not enough? Where is the line? If you're born with a penis in 2019, does it make the doctor transphobic to classify the baby as a male, being that it has male sex organs? So pretty much science is transphobic because they don't wait till the baby is old enough to realize they are actually a woman. Got it. I was told by a friend that the singer of against me called me transphobic because he read that someone said I was, read this loud and clear. I could give a fuck less about what gender you identify as, what sexuality you are, or what race you are. Please shut the fuck up. I don't know. What a shit fart. Oh, and he really likes the R word. He's just hitting all the buttons, huh? He has a whole tweet in 2021 trying to justify the use of the word retard. It's kind of a shit. I don't want to. The thread is full of like really gross pictures and shit of the injuries, and I don't want to accidentally scroll past those. But damn. Yeah, it's like it's never fun to hear about that stuff. It sucks. But I don't want to support a person that is actively like being volatile about their I don't know how to say it. Kino, same. And it's one of those words, that and gay, that were so fucking prevalent during, I'm sure, mine and yours and a lot of our childhoods, that I'm still to this day trying to work those words out of my vocabulary and replace them with things like fuck tart instead of the other, because they just don't belong in our, like, being an adult and knowing how many people they fucking hurt. It's irresponsible to actively be okay with that kind of language, in my opinion. That's just stupid. That's like being like, I grew up with racist parents, so it's okay if I accidentally use the N word. No, it's not. You should actively work to fix that. Maybe. Because you're an adult and we can fucking do that. That's one of those things we're capable of. Yeah, have some fucking self-awareness. And you're like, exactly. That's where I get pissed when it's the same people that will chant all day about free speech that won't take responsibility for their own fucking mouth. Free speech is not the legality to just be abusive with your mouth. That's what? Never meet your heroes. Yeah, it's scary time. I live in fear that someday I don't even say their names, but my musical heroes, there's something that's going to be outed about them or something stupid. I'm just going to be like, fuck! Nope, Kino, 100%. If people use that word and don't immediately back up and go, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm trying to not use that word. Like, we all know. I mean, my sister has letters I wrote her in college. I called everything gay. I'm gay. I was actively eating pussy. It's just one of those things. It's part of the cultural vernacular, and you don't even think about the actual meaning of it. It's important, but if someone doesn't immediately be like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm trying to not say that word anymore," that's when I'm like my mods and I have always kind of had that. That's like our one hard, fast, like you're just banned if you try to make like a anti-trans joke or a homophobic joke or a racist joke. None of those are funny, no matter how you word them. And I don't even want anyone chilling who like wants that to be funny. We just ain't got no time. We've got a lovely community here. We're not lacking human beings who are intelligent and wonderful to hang out with. I feel no problem saying bye-bye to someone who has no sense of fucking humor. Hard to say. Miri Iced Earth is one of the first like big metal shows I ever went to in Seattle. It's heart shattering, I know. But I'd rather know than not know. I hate because you'll eventually find out. That's the thing. Especially if you're like involved with a community of people who are well informed, you will eventually find out. I'd rather find out, I guess, sooner than later, as opposed to just keep listening to the music and like bopping along to it while this person's out there committing like hate crimes or something. Fuck that. It's impressive to be able to write letters while eating pussy. Dude, I'm a multitasker to the fucking nth degree. It's amazing. Same here. Used to casually throw the R word around, not at people, just at things like, oh, this is R word. Same. Yep. And as I grew a bit older, I started to realize how dumb it is to use that I am actively trying not to say that word anymore. Me too. Yep. And I think I'm really fucking good at it. Like, it slips once in a fucking blue moon, and I immediately, like, correct myself. I find that if you replace it with something like fuck tart that's close enough to the word, it's much easier to try to just get it the fuck out because it is hardwired, but acknowledging it and taking responsibility for your foul language is important, and, the people that are affected by it. It's easy to just not use a handful of words and have empathy enough to understand that as a public person, you can stop. Jesus Christ, my chat did the thing again. Don't do that. Bitch. As a public person, you can stop making so much people not feel bad by just making decisions to not be hurtful. Exactly, yeah. If you can teach yourself a second language, you can change your own. My only thing with language is that every term for something has been used in an abusive manner. Oh, you should look up the real etymology of the term handicap. It's really cool. It refers to an old game. No shit. I love etymology of words. But it is, I mean, like, the word woke wasn't a bad word until people decided to make it a bad word. Like, people will take anything and villainize it. Words are scary that way. It's like saying something is cancer, right? Or it's like saying someone is being a grammar Nazi. We don't say that anymore. Like, you're being a fucking annoying piece of shit about grammar. But, like, it really makes light of Nazi. Nazis did a lot more than pick at people's grammar, if you know what I'm saying. But we all did it. I did it. Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts. You ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? I'm so non-confrontational in general, so it's hard for me to stand up to people if they say it and they're my friends, but the second a random person says it, they're gone. I need to speak up more. Most of my friends don't use that vocabulary, and I find the only ones that have are when they're frustrated, literally same, and usually when I've found that I have a good way of, like, because I don't like to be confrontational either. I don't want to make anyone feel bad. But if someone says something around me like the R word or the F word or something, a word that is not fitting and is not appropriate, never was, but is, we're all becoming a lot more aware to that because we're adults and we think for ourselves. I'll say something like, "Whoa, fuck with that word," and it makes them kind of like giggle and then be like, "Oh." And then we have a conversation about it, but it's a way of, like, approaching it in a like, "You have truly offended my sensibility." Like, you know what I mean? It approaches a conversation in a safer, kind of, like, immediate environment I create, in a way. I don't know, I've had some really good conversations with people, like, older family members and stuff like that. If I don't make it, like, super, I don't know, serious isn't the word because it is serious, but you know what I mean? Comfortable? Like, that I'm not, alienating them. I just wanna know, like, are you aware that, you're kinda being a piece of shit? For lack of a better word. As someone who I love fuckwad, absolutely. As someone who primarily lurks, let me just say how happy I am that you and the community are so good about standing up for things like this. I feel very blessed to just have naturally attracted cool people. Because, like, I didn't, put out, like, fishing lines like, "Hey, can I get some decent humans as mods?" It just happened to be people who are already here and attracted by the community that I was like, "Hey, could you help out?" And that's honestly a gift in itself. Because it takes a lot of stress off me to know that all my mods are on the exact same level I am. We have we're, like, almost ridiculously tolerant to a very certain point, and then it's just done. But that point, in my opinion, is just, like, basic humanity. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Kino, exactly, and that's the thing, like, I always say the word retard in literal context belongs in, like, music notation, chemistry, flame retardant. Beyond that, it's kind of like people who insist on using that word constantly still to this day to just, like, make a point or whatever are the same kind of people who are like, "No, the swastika was a Buddhist symbol, that's why I got it tattooed. It was like, we're all pretty aware it was at one point, But like the now meaning of it, because people have made it that meaning, is not okay, and maybe we shouldn't get the R word or a swastika tattooed on us, regardless of what it originally meant. You know? It's kind of a moot context argument at that point where it's just like, I know what I mean when I say flame retardant, but I'm still not going to use that word all the time because it's been made to be a very knockdown word on a community of people who are just born different. Like literally, it's a word that was used to attack people that literally just born. You know, I mean, just like everything else, kind of. I had a Pop-Tart once and it's a dry piece crab with little to no taste. I don't understand U.S. sweets. It's not a sweet, I don't think. It's either too fucking sweet or you don't taste the flavor or it's just bland as fuck and therefore it doesn't have any flavor. I think that's why most of us cook at home. Because that's kind of the way takeout, like any pre-prepared food or food item you're going to get, like, unless you're going to like a farmer's market, I think that's why most people cook at home. Because we can actually like flavor our food, but not like melt from it. It's Robo, thank you so much. I could not have said it fucking better myself. It's tough to have sympathy for someone who refuses to learn. Someone who just immediately wants to defend the language, it's just like, okay, our conversation's gonna go nowhere. Freedom. Yeah. Kind of like the word Aryan, originally from Indonesia or something, right? Yeah, it was. Oh God, I just read about that recently, Damon. It originally meant nothing about Aryan was a people, wasn't it? Wasn't it like an area? Oh God, remind me, guys. I read about it. It's from Iran. Like, is it an area in Iran? Oh God, or was it a way to describe? Yeah, it had nothing to do with blue eyes, blonde hair. I honestly have no idea how we got from point A to point B on that one. That one is, but I knew that it originally had nothing to do with what Hitler decided to do with it or use the terminology or whatever. Yeah, it's really bizarre. Absolutely, Robo. I'll finish my bowl with you. Cheers, boo. Yeah, it was a Buddhist symbol, and that's why I got the Nazi version of it tattooed on me instead of a Buddhist one. It's just such a why. You know, I'm base very lazy, and it's kind of like the same concept with like that Harry Potter game that came out, and if I have other options that I don't have to make excuses to do, I'm gonna do those because I'm lazy and I don't want to play a game that hurts my friends' feelings because the author's a fucking transphobic piece of shit. There's like 5 billion games in the world. And like dying on the hill of fighting for one is so bizarre to me. I don't know. It's the same. It's like, I'm going to keep using this word because it belongs in chemistry. So like, you just have to accept it. It's like, use your brain. The English language is fucking huge, man. Diversify. Cheers. Toaster strudel is way better than Pop-Tarts. The only pro that Pop-Tarts have is that you can eat them cold, but they're not great. I've seen people trying to say queer is a slur. Are people using it as a slur? Dude, Spud's right. Brown sugar. I'm so boring. I love brown sugar or s'mores Pop-Tarts. I don't like fake fruit, though, or like fake sugary, jammy fruits. I grew up with my mom's homemade jam, and I think it made me a fucking snob. Sadly. Same with a lot of food. Are they using queer as a slur? Because I haven't used. I don't think. I mean, honestly, I don't hear the word queer used very often, unless people are referring to like the queer community. But isn't the definition of queer like strange, other, and we just kind of took it back? Like, sure, I'll own queer. Fuck you. How many words do you have for yourself? Boring. Vanilla. Yeah, it's like reclaimed, right? That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Glay. Yeah. I've always felt it an okay way to describe myself as queer. When I don't know a better word to describe that, I don't care what your genitals look like. If I'm in love with your brain, I'll suck it. You know what I'm saying? Is this that same band? Oh, thank fuck, this is Spirit Box. I was trying to get your link to work from earlier, Rod. Hold on. I closed out some Do you still have that song? The Ice Nine one? I closed out some panels or some tabs, and I think I accidentally closed it. IRC, it started in academia as retarded development, but now it's an insult, will likely happen to disabled too eventually. Yeah, and I think it's because the base, and this is just I've watched some documentaries on like, people with handicap syndrome and shit like that. Handicap syndrome, excuse me, Down syndrome and stuff like that because I think the brains are fascinating and I think they're beautiful people. And like the definition, like the Oxford Dictionary definition of retard is like slow, to slow down or to dampen or something like that. And so saying that every single person in the world with a neurospiciness is slow is like very insulting because just because you're different doesn't mean you're slow. Just like a lot of us can identify with, I'm absolutely sure. Dude, Ayenia, s'mores Pop Tarts are everything, right? I fucking love them. I haven't heard Zach get up yet. Should we take a break? I think I'm gonna take a quick break and go make sure Zach's awake because this is like his starting time, and the dogs haven't moved and I haven't heard a thing. And I think we need to run an ad. Anyways, yeah, we've been live about 2 hours, and then maybe we'll dive into some fucking I don't know Baldur's Gate. I hope it's not too boring to watch and hang out while I play. I really enjoy it, and I really appreciate your guys' company while I play, and your guys' help. Oh my god. Sometimes the options are so daunting and there's so many, I just freeze. And you guys are a lot smarter than me, so I appreciate you. Dreams and the animals get me every time. Like, is that part of it? Just some animal noises. No big deal. I've never felt my brain freeze, just get choice paralysis when it's trying to consider every single choice. Coming up with more choices, considering said choices, and debating all of them at the same time, it just ends up taking a while to actually respond as long as I don't somehow get distracted in the meantime and forget how to respond. Sounds like you got some ADD, my child. Paralyzed by options is a major symptom, major identifier symptom of ADHD. And it's because your brain doesn't know which option is guaranteed to give you the best serotonin hit. So instead of taking the chance and wasting your time and not getting the serotonin hit you're craving, you'd rather just sit there and think about it. And you get paralyzed by decision. It's the worst. The more options, we thrive on a small menu. Right, Rod? It's the worst. Aw, dude. You know, Lord Damon, I've been learning a lot about how the crossover between ADHD and autism. There's a ton. Like my therapist oftentimes will bring up symptoms of mine or characteristics of mine that'll be autistic characteristics, but she's never looked to diagnose me as that or anything because I'm doing really well. So I don't think there's really a need for an additional diagnosis. I don't think she does either. But they have a ton of crossover. It's kind of fascinating. Oh, you don't have to have ADHD to get it, but it's a big ol' it's a major symptom of sorry, eyelash stuck together. Autism shares 5 out of 7 symptoms with PTSD as well. No shit. Damn. High functioning autistic. Yep, Spuds. That's I mean, like people love to say people are overdiagnosed, but I don't think people are overdiagnosed. I think the criteria for being diagnosed is just like expanded beyond reason. Because I remember just when I was in college, if someone said you were autistic, my immediate like image in my head that would come up was someone that was non-functioning autistic, like non-verbal, in a wheelchair, can't move, clutched down. That was all I thought. Like I didn't know, and I was literally in a psychology minor, and I didn't know any better. Like autism was something that like it was known about, and they called it Asperger's or whatever after that douchebag Nazi motherfucker. Speaking of Nazis, um, Yeah, it's not overdiagnosed. It's just like the more information we get, the more we realize, oh, look, if we give a diagnosis to this child, we can then treat them better and give them a better life. Like we've talked about that a million times on our channel, like how all of us were not diagnosed and just like self-medicating the majority of our lives, just trying to feel like the way the rest of the world looked like they were feeling to us. What the fuck? Is there a hair in my eye? Some people think they're autistic and have CPTSD. No shit. I didn't know that. My psychiatrist did the same. She did look at my test results for ADHD and be like, it is criminal that you're only now just getting tested because wow. Hard same, Miri. My first psychiatrist, when I was in college, he didn't even do like the test. Like, normally they do a test or something like a written or something. I was in his office for like 15 minutes and he just kept like looking at me like this. He's like, I think we're going to start you on a low dose, like Concerta or something. And it was wild. The way he described me when I came in for later appointments, he said it looked like I was on speed or something. I was shaking and sweating and I was really skinny. It was really weird, like really skinny, like nothing on me, like, washboard down my side. And I just couldn't, like, I would more than I am now, just my leg would be like bouncing a million miles an hour and shit like that. It was pretty bad. But mine's very physical ADHD. My mental turns into very physically like self-soothing things a lot. Picking my nails. Zeke was up. He got up early. He did. I never know. Like sometimes the dogs hear him and they freak out and sometimes they don't. Now they're asleep on my feet. I have no idea. I don't have high diagnosis in my confidence since they got it wrong before. I mean, you can always get a second opinion. Sex, and that's me too. Same. Yep. I'm so stoned right now, Viata. I've been hitting the shit out of this. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I have to pack another bowl, and this bowl is deep. She's a fatty, but I'm here with you. Oh my god, Saronlin. Not on Beat Saber, but you just reminded me. I watched, oh god, was it like on Instagram? Oh, was it I don't remember where I saw it. I was super high and about to go to sleep last night. But it was someone playing Guitar Hero, and they were playing, what was the fucking song? They were playing a song on triple speed, and they did it at 100, they finished it 100%. Oh, it was fucking epic. Oh, it was a Dexterto, whatever article on Twitter. Hold on. I bet it's still on their thing. I want you guys to see it because it's fucking sick. Dexterto. Oh, I found it! It's, I mean, and just wait, because the way the video starts, it doesn't start, I don't think it starts the beginning of the song, it's only a minute. Well, it might have, because it's at triple speed. But it just says, Twitch streamer played Freebird on Guitaro at 3 times speed. This was attempt 530. I believe they accomplish it at 100% because they get up and scream and celebrate at the end. It's fucking sick. Hold on. I've always wanted to play Beat Saber, though. Beat Saber looks super fun. I'm impressed. That's incredible. That's pretty cool. I remember playing, Through the Fire and Flames and just being excited not to have the game kick me out before the end of the song. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you are not ready. You fail. Like, if I could just get to the end of the song, I was like, fuck yes! Probably like terrible score. No idea what the score was on that one, but David, you do have a superpower. What the shit? I would have broken 3 phalanges by the 3rd master. That's how I feel about the first video we watched. That guy going back and forth between the buttons and like this. It's like playing the world's largest cock. I don't even know what to do there. What up, Sheepy? How are you? Are you moved? Oh, dude, you remember when the fast songs would be over with, you'd like look away and still see like running notes on a wall? I got that real bad. Or I would try to get up and move and it would feel like I was tipping over or something because my world was moving kind of like the notes. It was bizarre. Yeah, I used to play those way too much. I loved those games. How people play? What do you mean how they play through it? Ooh, went around the new house again today. Got fiber put in, so getting there. Fuck yes. That's exciting though. Internet is importante. I went to this dude in the Akihabara Sega Arcade on the SSS difficulty song. Get an 1800 song, and I was like, let's go home and go to the fetal position. I'm not even a human being compared to this guy. That's how I feel watching things like that. I'm like, have I accomplished anything? Really? Through the Fire is permanently burned into my brain as well. Like I probably would never volunteer to play that game ever again unless I was heavily intoxicated. Not the game, the song, excuse me. The game is great, but that song, the hours of just trying to get to the end. That's it. I couldn't even get I just wanted to make it to the end, that's all. Is that so much, Jesus?
I gave it a wash, turned it on, and slipped it in.
Okay, now I can cheers. Rachel, it happens to me too if I read for too long, like read a real book, and then I look away, it'll be like weird lines on walls. Not 100% same, but isn't why I didn't like to drive after playing a racing game or GTA. It made me aggro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I get that way sometimes after just watching Fast and the Furious, let's be honest. Oh, wait. What? I just get my printer out and groove. I wonder how much ink did you waste though? I gotta move shit over. I swear to God, I bang my cars is the first video suggested on top of every link you guys are giving me, and I swear to God, I don't bang cars. I mean, not yet. I have banged in many a car. But like not the car itself. Tesla Imperial March. Shut your fucking face. I'm not gonna say it because I think my computer's listening at this point, and I'm just gonna keep getting that video for the rest of my life. I don't understand why I'm being suggested to blow cars. Like, I don't want to. You cannot tell me that the Oregon motherfucker was not gay as fuck for Beast. You know, I don't even remember Beauty and the Beast 2. Like, you guys say wasn't it Tim Curry? Did Tim Curry play the big evil Oregon or something? It's very vaguely familiar, but I think maybe I saw it one time and, you know, collectively we're all like, that's fucking terrible, and never watched it again. I don't bang cars. I have a Jeep. Have I blinked? It's burning. I'm like mini blinking right now and it hurts a lot. Never. I've banged in a lot of cars though. I wouldn't hide that from you, dude. In college, having a homebody of a roommate that was constantly either hungover from some new drug or, you know, trying to peel bugs off their skin due to said new drug, it wasn't exactly a great environment to have the effenings. So my significant other and I would find multiple parks and, you know, park. Someone pointed out the other day that if I put them together, if I mirrored it, my tongues would make like a perfect heart. I thought that was pretty clever. I'm not that clever. I didn't make it, if that's not apparent. I mean, I took the photo, but like the artists, the wonderful, gifted creatives of our channel put that together in the most glorious fashion. I don't even know how to put that. You're gonna watch her perform in town tomorrow? That's awesome that your mom's still part of it. I think my mom actually, dude, the other day, when I did our call, our bi-yearly call or whatever, she told me she's going to Croatia. Interesting. That will be interesting. I know. I don't know who she's going with. Like I'm happy for her. I'm glad she's going out and doing stuff. I was afraid she'd use her retirement to haunt me. Not that I don't mind my mom visiting once in a while, but she's one of those people that would just show up on your doorstep without announcing herself, which is fun. I don't know. Croatia. We've been to Greece. We've been to Greece and Italy, so we've been to parts of the Mediterranean, but I don't know. I mean, I've told you guys about like that group of medical people that I traveled with for years. They're all, I think, most of them, if not completely retired, partially retired at this point. And so they might still be traveling together. I don't know. I have to ask her who she's traveling with because, like, she turned 70 this year. So it's at that, like, she's got 2 knee replacements and stuff. I don't worry about her. She's got her head and stuff like that, but I, like, worry a little bit about her body. She's done dumb shit, like gone kayaking and almost drowned because she's like, trusts people that are like, it's not white river rafting. And then she flips and almost dies and stuff like that. And you're just like, no, don't do that when you're 67. Like, I'm not saying old means anything for your head, but like, there's a certain point where I don't swim as well as I did when I was a kid. I know I fucking don't. I'd love to see that part. Greece is to this day probably my favorite place I've ever visited. Just like as a whole package, the people, the food, the atmosphere, everything. Greece was just fucking phenomenal. The Mediterranean in general, Italy, you guys know, I was jerked off on. Not my favorite place, but experiences. We did like the touristy part of Rome, and we did Vatican City and shit like that. And touristy parts are never going to be the best, unfortunately. My shoulder, dude. I slept on my arm weird. Ouch. Pop, you dumb whore. Ugh. Yeah, I can't figure out. I don't know. The last place we went was before COVID. Fuck, where was that? It was either Germany or Thailand. I think it was Thailand. I don't know why Croatia. I have no idea. I have to ask her. Our call went too long and my phone ended up dying. Literally, that's like, bless her heart. Whenever I call her, the call is like hours and it kills my phone every single time. I very rarely get to say goodbye because my phone just fucking dies. My bestie with the kid went to Bosnia for college as in 1618. So we got a lot of the very strong vodka Bacardi Spirit Rock. Dude, they have a form. What did it taste like? Just curious. There's lipstick on this. Cool. Me too. Usually what we end up doing, Rab, is we do like in my history of overseas travel, I usually go for at least 2 weeks just to make the flight cost worth it because goddamn, it's expensive to go. And then we usually do, a few days doing, we went and saw the David and we went and saw the Duomo and we went and saw the fucking Vatican and all that kind of shit. And then we take a week to just like go do nothing and chill and not do anything. Like, we don't have to do anything. We just like hang out and eat and drink, and it's really nice. The only place we kind of did it wrong was Greece, unfortunately, even though that was like my favorite place. Sorry, there's a dog under me. When we went to Greece, we started in Athens and then we did Mykonos and then we did Crete. Mykonos, Crete, and then we ended in Santorini. And Santorini is like the really, like, everybody's like, gotta go to Santorini. It's very whitewashed, very like classic what pictures of Greece always look like in modern photos. And it's just so commercialized and so touristy at this point. Like, there were so few actual Greek people actually even there. And everything was exponentially more expensive than any of the other islands, but it was the exact same stuff as all of the other islands. So that was kind of a bummer. So that was like our island to chill out, and it ended up being the most expensive place we stayed. And it was not expensive. I mean, Greece's economy is unfortunately very shitty, so it's very cheap to go. But it still kind of sucked. I don't know. It felt I don't like rich, like I hate to say rich, but like super, super gentrified areas, I guess. I don't know how else to put that. I just feel really like cringy, like I just don't fit in. Even if I had a bajillion dollars to spend and I could just like roll, I just feel like these aren't my species or something. I don't know. Is that weird? I never drank it past 18, 19, so I never had like a proper cocktail with it or drank it properly. Just threw it in the lemonade or apple juice or etc. Did it have a flavor though? I'm just curious because when I was in Greece, not to bring up Greece again, but they had the same kind of thing. It was a liquor that they would give you for free everywhere. Like every single restaurant you went to, there'd be a bottle of it. And I think they called it Reiki. And it tasted faintly like black licorice. I think it was an anise seed, anise, right? Anise. It was kind of minty. Yeah, it's more of the anise seed, not black licorice, not like fucking black licorice, not like what's that other alcohol that's like thick and syrupy? Jaeger, not like Jaeger, but it was kind of like that. Just those weird little anise seeds. What the fuck? Ouzo, is that what it's called? Where is Reiki? Where did I get Reiki? I've had that too, but that must have been somewhere else. Ouzo, that sounds more familiar. It was just for free everywhere. Like your hotel had a bottle of it in your hotel room, everywhere, and we did shots of it constantly, and that shit was strong. I was fucked. Anus cookies. I'm one of those freaks. I like black licorice, so hate me. I know. It's whatever. So I like that flavor. I was not opposed. No one else in my traveling party wanted it except me and my sister. So we just, yeah, Ouzo's fucking everywhere. Cool. Okay. I'm not. It's been a while. I went to Greece. Oh my God, it's Evanescence. Like, what year is it? I don't know. 2014, I think, is when I went to Greece. 14, 15. It's been a reasonable amount of time. Too long. I really enjoyed that. But like when I like actually calculate my like if you calculate your life, it's really depressing and say like, okay, you go somewhere exciting every 2 years. That means I've got this many places to go. It's like, oh, do I go to the same place over and over or do I like keep exploring? I want to keep exploring, but I want to see Greece. It's like, oh God, fuck, dude. It sucks. Is this Safi's tweet? I think I commented, didn't I? I commented on it. Oh, wait, no, this is what the fuck? What even is that? There are no words. Date night rave party bingo. This is- oh my. She's so beautiful. She literally glows. I love her. Oh, bless you. I did not see this one, Glut. God damn it, bless you. We have to look at the comments too, I think is what Glut said. Don't 40% of Americans not even have a passport? Dude, I'd be surprised if it wasn't way more than that. It's not really like I mean, granted, it's dummy expensive to travel. Like it takes me 2 years to save up enough to travel cheaply, you know what I'm saying? Like I couch surf if I can. It's expensive and the vast majority of our fucking country is like dying in debt and shit like that. So I get it. Like it's kind of a luxury thing. It's where I put my priorities. Like some people put a priority on having a big house or a bunch of nice cars or four-wheelers or nice property or something like that. I prioritize all my money towards travel if I can. But yeah, I don't know, it's not really a priority. I don't know a lot. Like there's a ton of people my age who straight up don't have a passport and I got one when I was 16 years old. I was like I saved up my money like I was like I can't go anywhere yet, but I need to be able to. Cuz the idea of not being able to leave when I want to. Peachy's looks like teddy bear could kill you. Do tell her now or later that I have dyscalculia. Oh god, is this my life now? Selfies and shit. This needs to be an emote. It's, I love them so much. Dude, Fox, I was gonna ask. It's so dyscalculia. Jesus Christ, my brain. Dyslexia for numbers. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. The US is big. I was gonna say that as well, Queen Freak. That's the other thing. Like, some people will be born and die in the same town in the US because they think they can't afford to travel because travel to them is Europe. But it's like the US is fucking huge and super diverse. Like, going from Seattle to New York, not the same. You feel like you're in a different world. Yes, they both speak English, different. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, I don't know if people don't, I don't know. It's like, it's not considered travel unless you went abroad or something. But like Canada, oh, hi, bud. Go to Canada and the food is all different. The grocery stores are different. The liquor is different. Everything's different. You can get a different experience really close to home. And I think a lot of people just aren't taught that. My mom loves to travel. So I was thankfully really brought up in just the atmosphere of traveling. I've been on planes since I was like fucking 5, I think, 3 or 4 or 5, somewhere around there. First plane ride, my grandpa had a AAA heart attack in the middle of the night, and we flew to Vegas. And ever since then, I've just like I like to travel. I hate plane flights; they suck. But traveling is so worth it. My priority is not being dead next week, and that's my depression. I mean, survival, dude. We all have that. Sometimes I think about depression as like just being conscious of that survival thing, whereas the rest of the people that aren't being like, you know, currently conscious of trying to survive aren't depressed. Because they're not constantly, I don't know though. I've been there, man. It sucks. I mean, not to compare or anything, but you know what I mean. Fucking sucks. I'm sorry that your brain does that to you. It's not fair and it's stupid. Your brain's not stupid. Just you know what I mean. Canada's freaking great. I've only passed through a few times, but every time it's been filled with lovely humans. Me too. Same. Every single time I've gone to Canada, except when the riots happened when they lost the cup. That was a very scary day. Every time I've gone, the people are so nice and lovely, and gravy needs to be with fries. The US is just stupid. They are sleeping on that shit. Some people think it's a fake thing. Not gonna lie, I thought it was fake too until I read that it's registered as a real thing in the thingy thing. I forget what it's called. What is the thingy thing called? The DSM. The DSM. Wow. My brain went dyslexic for a minute. Poutine is everything. I mean, even not poutine. I don't know if you've ever gone to like just a burger joint void, like up in Canada. It gravy just comes with fries. Similar to like ketchup or something, or similar to how a lot of people down in the States, we love ranch. They just offer it and you get like a cup of gravy for your fries. And I am just, my little redneck country heart wants gravy on everything. Please, good gravy. Not shit gravy, good gravy. But give it good gravy. Give it to me for fries. Oh, yeah. What are you up to, Bubba? You're awful snuggly lately. You're very cute, though. My sweet big boy. Yes, Viata. Brown, like good brown gravy. I hate to say that, but there is some shitty. It's like thick nothingness gravy. God, fuck that shit. You've had it. I know you have. It's like they added thickener to nothing. They added thickener to some chicken fat and didn't add any salt and pepper. Jesus Christ. I don't cook that. I don't like to cook, and I know how to make fucking gravy, for fuck's sake. Oh, thank you. That's because gravy is like a hug that you eat. It's an embrace from the inside. It's an embrace on your Barbie parts. The pink stuff. That was a joke. I've been trying to tell Beth about biscuits and gravy. Wait. Oh my God. I'm a little jealous of all the things she gets to experience for the first time as an adult that I take for granted. When I was a little kid, on the weekends, Dad would take us into town to one of the Kettle Falls little like diners that was only literally open from 4 a.m. until noon for like truckers and shit. and it was fucking biscuits and gravy, and it was like a bowl of biscuits that you would fish for gravy. It was a bowl of gravy that you would fish for the biscuit in. What? Thick, give me that thick. Yeah, it's gotta hold its own. Only a third of American adults, no shit, say they have a valid and unexpired US passport, 37%, about the same percentage as those who've never had a passport at all, 38%. Another 1 in 5 Americans, 20%, have an expired or invalid passport. Wow. Do you think that's because European countries are a lot smaller, though, and you guys travel amongst each other a lot more often? The way that we travel amongst states, we don't need a passport to cross state borders. Maybe it's that. Or some people, like for a while, people were getting passports because Canada closed its borders after, 9/11 and all that horribleness. Canada was like, no more Americans, fuck y'all, unless you have a passport. And so people got passports for that. And then the US came out with that special license. Enhanced? It was like an enhanced license, and it basically was like a little bit of extra information, and it got you across the Canadian border, and I think maybe Mexico as well. You're really bad at this game. He's just staring at me. I love this song so much. Hello, Bubba. Oh, hi. Hi, Bubba. What are you doing? I don't know. You hanging? You love the Black Parade. You are the Black Parade. Look you go. Our little void. Our little boy. Our little boy. A young boy, my father took me into the city. It's hot, huh, bud? You're so cute. Cheers and happy 4. Oh, I'll maybe hit happy 426. He doesn't want to play patty cake, but hugs are on the menu. Dude, he does this adorable thing. Oh, I know. Look at these feet. I not to reiterate, I'm 6 feet tall and not a small person. These fucking, how do I show people your feetsies? They're huge. Look at those feetsies. Yeah. This is a poodle, my dudes. Poodles are big. I think it's because they're swimmers, right? Poodle means puddle. I think they're like, these guys love water. They've got webbed toes. So their feet look like they look like little slippers, like little moccasins, because their ankles and legs are so skinny compared to their feet. But yeah, those feet, they're big. You got big feet. You're a big footed bitch, huh, bud? Yeah. You need to snuggle. Okay. He's so snuggly. He's such a sweet boy. Oh, is dad screaming? Oh, housemate can't drive and was their only form of ID. There's a lot of states in the US that even if you choose not to drive, you have to have like a state ID. I don't know how to explain it, but I've known some people that just live in New York and shit like that. They've never driven in their life. They don't need to drive, but they have to have a state ID. It's something that's not a passport. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you. Thank you, Baba. You're just the cutest. Thank you. He's so sweet. For the song? What? It's his head that gets me. Look at the size of that noodle. You're such a big boy. He's got such a big egg on him. It's a big, beautiful egg. Don't get me wrong. But when I signed up for poodles, I didn't know this is what I got. Was 85-pound beasts. But I loved him. Oh, I know. I learned a name for that, Sorcha. Someone told me that. I can't remember who told me. I think it was on stream. Someone said that that's called their milk chin. From like, nursing as a baby. Mimi. It's so cute. I know. It makes it like infinitely cuter. Thank you. It's good. It's pineapple lotion today, huh, bud? Yeah. He's got a little strike on his chest, too. It's the only parts of him that aren't, like, this pitch black. But on his chest, he's got, like, I think it's a Z. It's like a stretched out Z. Where is it? Down here. But it's white. Like, he really is very monochromatic. He's so pretty. Where's your little strike? There it is. It's down there. But I think it makes, like, a Zorro Z. You're just so sweet. We needed the Black Parade, apparently. Zeke forgot to call his mom. Oh, shit. I mean, he probably forgot what fucking day it was. Poodles are hunting dogs. Most hunting dogs have web feet to retrieve waterfowl. There you go. These guys are so, man. It's, I've had, are you trying to jump on my lap right now, bud? I've had labs before in my life, and I've had Bernese Mountain Dogs, and I've had German Shepherds. I've had a lot of, like, arguably relatively intelligent breeds. Labs. Ooh, dinguses. But my dad he utilized all of our dogs as hunting dogs. He hunted deer and shit like that. And there was always a training process. I don't hunt, but these guys have the most insane instinct for hunting. Like, you guys see them on stream where they're just like, like big doofuses. But if they see something outside, their body points like an actual pointer, like a cartoon. Their whole back goes flat, their tail flattens out, and their nose aligns with their back. And they start to do that, like, silent prowl thing that lions and shit do. They'll stalk each other in the yard. But it's so weird to see because it's definitely like something that clicks over in the head when they see a squirrel or a cat. They immediately are just like, no longer trick. It's now time for murder time. And when I take them on hikes and shit like that and they get a smell, last time we went up into the mountains, we found a little bit of bear poop and they got a good smell of it. And they were driven fucking nuts. Like, I was watching them, they were acting like they saw a bear, like running in figure eights, sniffing the ground, like obsessively shoving their face into shit. Yeah, it was really cool to see. I just love watching their instinct and watching them be so natural in the woods. They love that shit. And all the new smells and all the fun stuff to run around and look at is the best. I love watching my dogs. Like, I used to do the same shit with Millie. That's why Millie was such a badass pug her whole life. Rest in peace, my poor Moose. But I used to take her on hikes and shit all the time when she was younger, and she was hardcore. She loved to go up in the mountains off leash and just run. She didn't have exactly the sniffer or the instinct, but she was fun. Bathroom floor's not falling through our kitchen ceiling. Oh, I just almost beamed Bill in the head again. She's under my desk. Handyman came over and identified there's leaks on the floor of the sink. Oh, there's a leak in the sink? But you're not going to fall through the floor. That's fucking good. He bounced on it to prove it? Jesus Christ, I would have shit. Belle's a rough collie and not a border collie, but when her herding instinct kicks in, it's wild how the mode kicks in. Trick does that a little bit. I don't know if poodles are supposed to be herding dogs in any way, shape, or form, but he herds me. It's real bizarre. He'll sit there, he'll walk behind me, stop, and he just noses my ass to get me to move. And he'll curve me around corners and stuff. I've let him do it just to see where he wants to lead me. It's always outside to go play outside. But he will continue to guide me. If I take a wrong turn, he'll nose me a different way. And I'm just like, the silent communication between us is really off the charts, huh? It's very weird. I feel very spoiled. I didn't put in the work necessary to have such intelligent dogs. I feel like I put work in, but they're so attached. Like, he's now sitting behind me and Lil's under my desk licking my leg. They're so attached. It's very strange. And I don't feel like I did anything to cause this. I just love them and feed them, I guess. We do hug a lot, I guess. I think it's because I have the fan under my desk. They like to keep cool. They love that. Oh, that bear poop got them fucking excited. Deer poop, no interest anymore. Bear poop? Holy shit. He looked at all the other stuff. The real estate agent pointed out as damage and corroborated. I can read. Corroborated that it's not us or Bonnie. Good. The house is old and whoever decorated it before just didn't decorate it to last, which is fine. Just don't blame us. They made it like a flipper. Also, turns out the lady took random photos of our possessions, which have nothing to do with the inspection. She asked me a question about tiles on the floor being damaged. I gave an answer, uneven floor. She told landladies, bon. Make that make sense. How does a 35, 40-pound dog warp bathroom tiles? Or, excuse me, the bathroom floor? I don't even know if I could do that as a 50 times more weight than that. Yeah, I know. I look great. It's amazing. I'm tall. I stretch out. Bears eat more interesting things. That's what I'm thinking. Like, bears are omnivorous, aren't they? Excuse me. And way more rare. Like, I don't know if you saw a sexy dude. I think I tweeted it, but this was like 3 weeks ago. Zach and I played hooky for a day and went up into the mountains. And I've been up there. I go up there at least a few times every year if I can during the summer because there's one mountain pass that's only open in the mid of summer because it's usually really, really snowy. We're 5,000 miles above sea level, and I want to say it's like 11,000. It's a peak. It's one of the peaks up there. But I've seen moose. I've seen elk. I haven't seen bear, but I've seen their poop everywhere. But this time I went up, I got to see the mountain sheeps, and they looked hideous. They were like in the midst of their summer molting or whatever. So if you've ever seen like a horse or something do that, it was just like the chunks of thick fur. They looked like they were dying. But I slowed the Jeep down and was like looking at them and got my phone to take a picture. No one was behind me. I'm not a dick like that. And I could see for a while behind me. I would never stop on a blind curve. Don't worry, I'm not an idiot. But I stopped to take pictures, and once the dogs noticed them, the dogs started freaking out in the back seat. And one of the mountain sheeps, I still don't know what the fuck to call them. They're definitely sheep though. They had the like ram horns. Looks at me and like does that head down in the kick, and I was like, "And we're off." That shit was about to fuck with us, and I was not about to even try. I don't want to win that. Like, this is your mountain. You get to keep this. I'm just being a dumbass person and taking photos. That's all I'm doing. You get this. This is your mountain. You keep this. But same, like, if it was a moose, I wouldn't stop. I've never gotten a picture of the moose up there every time I've seen them because I would never stop. I'm pretty positive, unless I'm misremembering, every single time I've seen moose up there, there's always a baby. And it's usually, the baby you see first because it's kind of small and stands out. The mom, big moose, for some reason, I think because of their antlers, they just blend into the woods. So usually you see the baby first and then the mom. I will not fucking slow down. I don't want to die that way. But I enjoy it every time I see it. I get excited. The problem is you have to drive like an hour to an hour and a half just to see any of that shit in Colorado, which sucks. Yeah, literally. I'm not even kidding you, Sex. I have literally put my hands out the window and like peace moose and just fucking peace like shifted down, let's say. I don't want to die that way. I know a moose is bigger than my Jeep. I'm not going to win that battle. Like, I've got a soft top, my dudes. There's no fucking way. I'm not challenging that hoe. She gets to keep the mountain. Mooses are to be respected. I mean, they're basically like dinosaur deer, right? They're like old ass prehistoric creatures, I think. If not friend, why so fluffy and friend shaped? Murder friend. Murder friend. Also, when I was just making conversation about Bonnie, she made a comment about how she didn't see the point in rescuing. I don't like this person, Lizzie. That makes me severely unhappy in my soul. I'm sorry. Let me continue. They were making conversation about Bonnie. This woman made a comment about how she doesn't see the point in rescuing dogs or why anyone would bother with a dog like Bonnie. I say we put that woman in the kennels. See if anyone adopts her. I hate Wheel. Yeah, wait. I vote that bitch off the island. Ooh, good song. I saw Wild Moose in New Hampshire one time. Oh, how close were you? I've never been out of my vehicle very, like, within, be able to even tell how big a moose was. I've seen them from a massive distance on my vehicle, but sometimes, because when you're driving up the mountain passes, they cross those highways to go up and down the rivers. That's the only 10 feet. Oh my fucking God. How tall do you think it was? I would kill to see it, but oh God, that's so scary. Bison too. Oh, bison are fucking cool, Sexcellent. I got to see, dude, they're really cool. It was kind of like a really sad experience when I got to see them. I got to see them when I drove from Seattle to Baltimore to work at Hopkins, 5 million years ago. And I stopped, which park was? I think it was the Tetons. It's one of the parks where you can basically drive through the entire park. So you pay the $25 and you drive the entire thing, and then you're out the other side and you just keep on. And we got to see herds of the water buffalo bison, whatever the fuck you want to call them, and they were fucking cool. They were so fucking cool. Sadly, literally the day I was there, I didn't witness it, but I read about it in the news the next day on my phones. The day that I was there, apparently there was another couple of human beings in a car that thought it would be cool to pick up a baby bison and put it in the back of their car, and then the baby bison would not go back to the herd and kept chasing people, and they had to kill it. And I can't forget that. Humans suck. I know. If I was there, I would have punched that person in the face. And I did that painting. I literally did a watercolor painting, which I think sold. I don't think I have the original anymore. I think someone bought the original. But I did a really cool I'm still very proud of it. It's a very pretty watercolor painting of a bison because I was just so fucked up over it. Just like the unnecessariness of it all. It's so stupid. Yeah. Sure, I don't want pets because I'm barely able to maintain myself. I don't have the courage to maintain another animal, but to say that rescues don't deserve a home in life, 100%. You're being a mature adult. Like, honestly, there are a lot of people out there that have a pet that I don't think should, that have never had a self-reflection moment like you have. People have pets and children like it's an accessory instead of another life that you have to acknowledge. Similar to the haunted Victorian child that may or may not live in your house and stand behind you during a stream. I'd never know she was there if you guys didn't say hi, Lilith, Nick. I wouldn't know. She's so quiet. Compared to her brother, like, Trick makes contact. Lil would be that kid that, like, stands next to the bed this close away from your face and just waits for you to wake up in the morning. Mom? 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 Mom, Ah! What? Holy! I puked everywhere. Jesus fucking dick. You know what I'm saying? That would be Bill. Whereas Trick would, like, crawl into bed with you covered in the puke and be like, Mom, I don't feel good. Hi, Bill. I see you. Miss ma'am. What's up? Do you need a snuggle now? Even it up? Okay. All right, my big teddy bear. I know. The Lilith. Dude, retail kills everyone's souls, Nick. It's better to, as long as you are not, like, hurting yourself, like, not being financially, stable or whatever, take care of you and get a job that doesn't make you want to die. This is my other giant beast of a dog. Sounds like that person has a lot of unprocessed emotions. Yeah, also, they're a total fucking bitch. 100% agree, Mayo. Table story merch. Ooh, new merch? I thought they had merch for a while. Maybe I was wrong. Moose are fairly common up here. There are moose crossing signs all over the place. Really? I had a friend in college who grew up in Alaska, northern Alaska, somewhere. I can't remember the town. But she told me a story about one morning waking up in the second story of her house and she saw moose antlers in her window. Are they really that big? Because that's a dinosaur. You ride that into war. Yeah. I don't know what I'd do. I don't know if I'd ever leave my house again. That's, I remember someone saying that once you graduate from high school, it should be mandatory to work a year in a sort of retail service job before you're let out in the public, so we don't have Karens and Darrens. There are some people that don't learn, though. I don't know, because I think I worked with some Karens in retail. Jim. Jim's on my leg. I have permanent. I have the original. I not the original, the permanent Jim merchandise, I guess you would say, on my body. We have elk crossing signs. Oh, elk are wild. They look like they freaked me out more than a moose for some reason. I think it's because they literally just look like a supersized deer. I remember the first time I saw them, I was driving to take my PSATs, and I had to drive over a mountain pass because Eastern Washington, middle of fuck nowhere, you know. You have to drive over a mountain pass for 4 hours to take your PSATs. And like, a herd was crossing in the middle of the mountain pass, and I just had to stop and watch it. And when I finally got over the mountain pass, I remember when I finally had like reception on my little Nokia brick, I called my stepdad at home and was like, I think I saw a dinosaur deer or like Chernobyl deer. And he was like, Kate, those are elk. I was like, what? They were huge. And I had a little Saturn LS, like fully fiberglass, like fucking cum slick low to the ground. Like, oh God. That was scary, but they were beautiful. They didn't give a fuck about me. Isn't she pretty? Her color is called, we didn't, like, Zach picked her very specifically when she was a puppy for this crazy mask she has. But her coloring has a name. I think it's called, like, Phantom Cafe Olay or something. She's just our silly Billy. I don't care what you are called. You're beautiful. But she is awful pretty. My lighting's making her look really green today. She's actually quite, like, blonde. But sometimes my lighting sucks, huh, Bill? She's like, I go to sleep now. Would depend on the terrain. Really? Okay. Dude, can you imagine? But antlers you have to shed every year. And then don't you have to grow them back covered in fuzz? Whereas horns just keep growing and or stay a certain length, right? It's that way or it's flip-flop. I don't like I used to watch deer, like white-tailed deer where I grew up, like rub that bloody ass velvet off their faces and shit, and it looked so metal but also like ouch. Maybe it's like having a period, except instead of shedding your uterine lining, you're shedding your outer lining. My parents have a pair of moose antlers. They are fucking white. You know what they're in the basement and they use them to dry clothes. I would take them if I could. It's so annoying to me. I know. It's so like my parents, of course they did. They had a huge house because they had 8 kids, and then when we all moved out, they moved from Eastern Washington to Western Washington. They're like, we're gonna downsize. Ha 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 ha. I think they got a house even bigger. It's crazy. It's like a giant rambler that was just doubled to be like 2 stories, and it's just my mom and dad. It's crazy. It's so big. It's a beautiful house, so beautiful view and everything. But the lower story is just storage. Like one of the bedrooms on the lower story is literally just guns and shit. My dad's hunting stuff. One of his stuff my sister and I haven't taken, like our high school baseball gloves and shit. It's really weird. And the big main room you walk into, if it's dark, you just see these enormous, and it's kind of low ceilings down there, which is kind of disconcerting with the moose antlers. They have tall ceilings upstairs. I don't know why they wouldn't put them up there, but anyways, you walk down and you just see this rack covered in like my dad's long johns from work. And at first you're like, it's a ghost. It's not. It's great. It's really cool. I mean, I don't know how big they are supposed to be, but the way they're mounted on this on the way that the two antlers are mounted, it's wider than my arm span. And I think your arm span is your height, right? 6 feet. I think. Bingo. Not 6 foot bingo. You know what I mean. Dude, excellent. I mean, seriously, I'm sure you know this, but people that live in rural areas, my dad had stacks of antlers. We had so many because every time you go for a walk in the woods, you just pick up 6 and bring them home. We called them sheds. Sometimes they were attached to a skull of something that died, and we would just drag the skull home, and Dad would dry it out and get the antlers off. We had stacks. Like, at a certain point, my dad was trying to figure out art projects to do with the antlers because he didn't know what the fuck to do with all the antlers. It's kind of insane. Yeah, but I think there's rules, like, you can't buy them or sell them. You have to find them. But seriously, like, I mean, I could tell you specific places in Eastern Washington, but, like, the fuck you're gonna go there? Just find out middle of nowhere places where there's white-tailed deer, and I guarantee you will find sheds. You just gotta, like, walk. You kind of stumble on them. You'll find a lot of carcasses with horns on them. That was literally, like, they'd be on the beach a lot. Like, where I grew up, we lived on a lake, like a river. It was like Roosevelt, but it was part of the Columbia River. And I think what happens is when a deer is, injured or a hunter doesn't have a good shot and then it limps off and falls over, coyotes always they drag them down to the water for some reason. Because we would always find the carcasses either on the beach or like on a little cliffside of shale near the beach, not where the water ever goes, depending on how high the river is at that time. And I mean, huge racks on these things constantly, full skull and everything. And no shit, my dad would collect like big old pieces because we lived on this part of the river was where Boise Lumber would send lumber down the river constantly. And if it was like shitty splintered lumber that got ruined, it would often just wash up and become, what's it called? Driftwood? Petrified wood. And my dad would collect really big posts of it and stick it in our yard and put the carcass skulls on these posts and then let birds pick them clean and they'd be fucking in a week. But it was fucking nasty. Hunters are gross. Dragged water to hide the scent. That's what it is. Dragged water to hide the scent from predators, scavengers. Maybe you gotta be by water. I don't know. That's my only experience with it. And we used to find them all the fucking time. Constantly. I mean, it got to a point where we wouldn't just bring home any old antler. Like, it had to be a pair. My dad would say, don't bring home anything unless it's a matching pair. He got picky. Because sometimes a deer will get one antler off and then stumble 4 miles away and shed the other one. Or you find a carcass that's been chewed to pieces. Like, it's just so much. You just gotta find wherever the fucking gold spot is. I would bet water. I'd go fucking hiking for him with you. To this day, that's what I do. When I go hiking, I'm usually covering like maybe a mile square ground, but I walk 16 miles in that process because I'm walking with my head like this, looking at the ground for little plants and bugs and little animals and butterflies and mushrooms, fairies. I don't fucking know. Like, I'm such a child. Deer antlers. Like, I don't know what I'm going to find. Bear poop. Like, Zach made that comment when we went to the mountains last week. When I found the bear poop, I yelled. I was like, oh, found some bear shit. Keep your eyes out. Thankfully, we were in this part of the mountains where it's just full, like, there's no trees. It's such a high elevation that every single plant up there is like this tall. So you can see for literal miles. So I could see if there was a fucking bear anywhere. There was nowhere to hide. And we had the dogs, and I knew they would fucking alert us because they are hunters. So we were fine. But Zach looks at me and he's like, why did you even notice that? Did you step in it? And I was like, no, I was looking at the ground. Where are you looking? Doth a bear shit in the summit? It wasn't the woods. I don't think you can call it the woods if there's literally no trees. This is the place I'm trying to show Rod so he can go on his 40th and take himself on a camping self-discovery trip because I think he'd love it up there. It's just, there's something about how the lack of people, maybe it's the lack of air, but the lack of people and the silence, the lack of, and by lack of people, I don't mean physical people. Like, you'll see a person every once in a while, but it's the lack of people's sound. Do you ever feel like, no matter where you are, that the world is just unnecessarily loud all the time? Dude, Rod, you say the word, man. You're the one with a job where you actually have to ask to take the time. It takes like an hour to get there. So you need at least that much daylight, which it's summer, so we're good. I heard watch where you put your feet my entire childhood. I can't not look at the ground. Me too. And you probably were like me. You were barefoot all the time as a kid and stepped on a lot of ouch. I am so that kid. Like, I was just like, barefoot running. Oh, rusty nail, tetanus shot. Like, you learn. Some of us learn the hard way. I've stepped on glass bottles, everything with tetanus on it possible. You just learn to, like, look at the fucking ground. Or, you're running as a kid through the woods and you drop into, like, a kind of grass-covered divot and your ankle does the whole, like, blah, blah, blah. Me too. Those are my favorite. When your body just gives up because you went 1 inch lower than what your body thought you were gonna hit on this road or on whatever you were running or walking on. Like, what the fuck is that, human corpse? Figure it out. It's an inch. Jesus Christ, you handle cock all the time. Weave, dude. That was like almost a game we used to play. Not a game, but when I was a kid, we had like when we didn't live in Eastern Washington, when we still lived in Western Washington, we had our house, and then it was like a good 5 or 6 meters to our trampoline. We had like the big fucking blue canvas ringed trampoline that every dangerous person had. But it was like at the other side of the fucking house. And I think it was, or at the other side of the yard, because my dad didn't want us to be able to jump on any roof. Like we had a big shop garage and we had a little shed and then our house. So he put it as far away from all those buildings as possible because I have 3 older brothers and it was the era of jackass. We were fucking idiots. So he moved it as far the fuck away from us as possible. And I don't know if it was a competition or what it was, but we would run from the house to the trampoline and try to like take huge like gazelle strides. And then when you got to the trampoline, it was like whoever had the most slugs stuck in their toes lost. It was so fucking disgusting. You couldn't avoid it was unavoidable because we were barefoot children. We know we did not put on shoes to run to the trampoline where we would just have to take them off again. What? No! Sprint through the wet grass and flick them out of your toes. Fucking disgusting. Happy 420. I have to retop my bowl off, but cheers. Jesus Christ. The slugs. The slugs don't even bother me. It's the fact that if you've ever like fucked around with a slug, the slime that slugs produce it's like ridiculously slimy and you can't just wipe it off of your hands. You literally have to go in the house and use soap or something to get it the fuck off your body. Otherwise, you're just perfectly effervescently slimy. It's so disgusting. I don't know what the fuck. It's mucus. Oh, Sexcellent. When I was 2, I bit one in half. Sisters from different misters. I don't remember this, obviously, but my mom dug it out of my mouth. Bitch, you have literal hedgehogs who suck themselves off to the point of getting stuck in a ball and inspiring Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't want to hear about it. We are but children of the motherland. Cheers. BCC, that was most honestly, I was the jackass generation, my brothers and myself, honestly, but they were much more wrestling. I fuck you not when I say my brother Corey would sprint out to the trampoline, rip his shirt off, and stand on it and say, "The beatings will now begin." And if my sisters and I didn't sprint out to that trampoline and welcome said beatings, he would chase us and do the beatings on the hard ground instead of the trampoline. And he was just like practicing wrestling moves. Did ads run? Fuck, we probably need to take a break. Has it really been that long? I get confused so fast. I mean, not confused. I lose track of time and confused about time. I should say that. That's because it mistook what raspberries really were, which is, you know, eating ass. I don't know what to do here. When I was a kid, I used to play with slugs by touching their gross mucus, and then I would tap my thumb and index finger between each other until the slime aerated like candy aerates and then stretch it, and it would end up hardening into basically fiberglass. Yeah. I did really fucked up shit to slugs. I don't even want to tell you guys. You'll judge me forever. I'm not a serial killer. I used to be a local at the same skate park that Bam Margera was before Jackass became a thing, and that dude sucked a massive dong even back then. You know, Frem, you are not the first person to tell me that. I know a lot of people in PA that have said, like, he was a douche. His brother was less of a douche, but still a douche. Like, wasn't Bam such a douche that his parents, like, pulled him out of school to stop dealing with his issues and let him get his GED, and then he just skated 24/7 for attention until people gave him attention, and now he's just, like, racked out of his mind, insane on drugs. And he, like, invented a language and shit. He's like, I'm not kidding you. My little sister has a photo of me kissing a poster of Bam Margera in my college dorm room. Big old fan back in the day. That guy has lost his shit, and it's sad, but you can't help someone if they don't want help, and it's quite clear what's going on there. I know, BDO, doesn't it kind of feel like Bam kind of forgot to stop being Bam or something? No shit, Dis has history with Bam at a con. He was a dick. He got called out by other celebs. He's a twat. Ugh, that's, that's the sad part is, like, even at the height of his fame, everyone was like, yeah, he's funny, but he's a fucking douchebag. And I remember that. I was just attracted to his face. I was just young and horny and wanted to hump something. Um, my little brother was the same. Always wanted to practice wrestling moves on me. Like, he tied me in a knot and threw me in the closet. Yep. And my brothers did it to us. Only Corey, really. My other brothers would, like, put us in headlocks and shit like that. But Corey was, like, wrestling moves. Like, he had to learn how to do all of them. And, man, like, just thinking back on it, the amount of times he almost broke my fucking neck. I wouldn't go back. I remember every single snail I've ever stepped on because of rainy nights. There was one time after a big smoke session in the garden at my bestie with the kids' house. We all went to the house and it was just okay, I've never ever experienced that. Maybe snails are worse because of the crunch. Slugs just bloop up between your toes, and most of the time they flop off your foot, but sometimes they stick. But the crunch? Oh, I've never lived anywhere with a snail thing. Do they cut your feet? What do you? Isn't that their guts? Like this, I've never stepped on a slug barefoot and like killed it. Slugs are so goddamn lubricated; they just like bloop out between your toes or something. So there's no guts involved, unless it's like a banana slug. Those banana slugs are real. Like I've seen them multiple times. They're huge. They look like a big tan shit. It's fucking miraculous. Unless it's something like that, they usually bloop out from under your foot. That bloop. They're just so slimy and disgusting. But a snail? No. Money! How are you? I've never stepped on a snail with a barefoot. Nope, I would probably throw up as well. That's no. Slug, but again, I'm just used to the slugs. Like, it's literally a way of life in Seattle. Like, every child who grows up in the Pacific Northwest has a story about slugs. Whether it's mine biting one in half and my mom digging half a slug out of my mouth, or someone, slugs are just, because it's so wet, it's the land of twilight where there's no sunshine and it's raining. It's not that bad, but literally it does rain more than half the year. It's a very wet place. And it's got the Pacific rainforest and shit. So the slugs just have that chance to literally grow to the size of a goddamn banana and look like a banana. And what are they? Is it still called a banana slug when they have the spots? Because we had those when I was growing up too. They look like banana slug, but they have like leopard spots on them. But they get just as fucking like, I feel like this is exaggerating, but when I look at it, no, I've definitely seen them like almost a foot long when they're stretched out, and then when they get scared, they get like fat and nubby, kind of like a penis. That's funny. Yes, literally, Sexcellent. Every time I see it, I usually think it's a wet poop because it's like on a log, and I'm like, oh, someone had the. No, they did not. That's moving. Oh my god. They come out all the time when I'm putting bins out later at night, and it's been raining. You just have to check the ground before you step out the door. Oh my god. I think snails are really cute, but they probably destroy your gardens and shit, right? Similar to slugs. Like, we used to salt slugs. Or my grandpa would put a ring of copper around his garden and it kills slugs if they try to pass it. Yucky. Reminds me as a kid, I would intentionally murder spiders that I would find. Then because my grandparents went, don't kill little spiders because it will start raining. Oh, common superstition in Lithuania, and I loved rain. Oh, dude, what the fuck with grandparents? Okay, Mr. Fox, similar. No shit. You just reminded me of this. Fond memories of childhood. Um, my grandpa had this huge epic garden. It was like beautiful. It was roses and big old dinner plate dahlias. Every flower my nana ever wanted, he would grow in this huge epic garden out back. And he had a like rhubarb and raspberries and some other stuff, like a vegetable garden in the back part of the property. But when I was a kid, because this was in the greater Pacific Northwest area, when I was and I'm talking like 5 years old, he created a slug killing weapon for me, i.e., a long post from a fence that was rotted and slivery with a nail sticking directly out the bottom of it. To this day, I don't know how he constructed this thing. And this is a story my mom, my nana, and my multiple of my aunts have told me before, so I know it's legit. And it's just, I wish if camera phones existed back then, I would have been a star. Apparently, I would stomp around my grandpa's garden with this stick with a fucking nail sticking out the end of it, and I would jab it into giant slugs and fling them across the yard and watch them fly and say quite audibly, "Got the son of a bitch." Just like a hobbit, just like pop. I want to see these moments gone forever, never to be known. But I mean, what a thing to give a 5-year-old. Literally a fence post with a nail out the bottom. Here you go, kid, have fun. And I was the only one of my siblings to get one. I could have committed murder. Hi, Envy. How are you, love? I'm wearing these shorts. It's just my ass is so fat it eats my shorts. Like, does anybody else have fat thighs where if you stand, they're like this, but when you sit, they grow out 4 more inches and just eat your underwear and your shorts? Cool. I'm not like it's the stupidest phenomenon. You stand, look at that. You sit, what the fuck? What Yeah, it's just my ass is too fat and it eats my shorts, but I'm wearing shorts. I swear. They're there. It's just a problem of big butt syndrome, I guess. Big butt, and I don't know, nothing fits me. Feral hobbit, Katie. I used to shit in the woods too. I didn't think I was a hobbit. I think I wanted to be a fairy or something. I don't know. But like, if I needed to take a shit at the ripe age of 3 years old, I would like go on the other side of my parents' hedge and shit, thinking like, "Ooh, look at me in the woods, shitting out in public or out in the woods," but really like it was right up against a street. So like all these parents would be like driving their kids to school, and I'd be like, "I'm a fairy. Look at my magic." You know what I'm saying? And I remember my parents bitching about this dog that kept shitting along their hedge. These are great. We had one bathroom and like 5 kids. What are you gonna do? Oh, dude. I don't remember ever barking at kids, but sex line super hard similar. My mom said one time she lost me in the mall. Well, her wording, I ran away in the mall and she couldn't find me. And finally, she was so mad I was hiding in the shoe department looking at shoes. You know, I was 2. My mom lost me in the mall. And it freaked her out so much that she was like, I would have never put a leash on you, but I just can't lose you. So the next time she wanted to go to the mall, she got me, this is her words, like a little wrist leash. And she said she took me into the food court, sat me down, put my little wrist leash on. And the moment she said I like picked up my arm and looked at it, dropped down on all fours and started howling and barking maniacally and would not stop until she removed the leash and we left the building. Hard same. Like, what do you expect? What do you expect? I know. I think it's beautiful justice. Like, I was a little cunt before I was even conscious of what I was doing, and that gives me, like, really warm feelings in my soul. I was clever before I knew it. And where did it go? What happened? Yeah, they're basketball shorts. It's just like if you're a normal human being and you're not 6 feet tall, these go down your thighs a little bit, but people don't make clothes for me, so I do what I can. I'm covering the important parts. Your ass eats underwear? Yep. I have to pull it out. My thighs look normal when I stand, but when I sit, suddenly becomes fucking wider. Yep. It's the worst going to a theme park. That's where I just want to die. Because I'll be standing and someone will be like, oh, come here, come here, come here. We can fit you in. We can fit you in. This will fit 4 people. And I'm like, okay. Because I go from this to this. And the people next to me are like, this will be fun. And I'm like, I'm It's an illusion. Yeet knows what I'm talking about. It's the best. Because I'm really tall. And when you're tall, you just naturally look leaner. So people are like, ah, they'll fit. Come here, you lean fuck. And you're like, no, but the butt, I have to turn around. Let me turn around for you. I'm not going to do this. This isn't gonna, I'm too tall for some rides. I've legitimately gone on some rides, BDO, where I feel like I'm going to hit my head. And I'm only 6 foot, which to people of BDO's species is short. I felt like, and not like nervously, like I've had a moment where I'm like, oh my God, I felt it hit my short hairs. Like, you know, those damaged hairs that stick up. I felt it hit that, and I was like, oh my fucking God. Not well fat, meaning they expand when I sit. When I say fat, I'm in no way trying to throw derogatory terms at myself. Fat, to me, on a scientific level, is a molecule in your body that helps cushion and lubricate muscle movement and nerve function and is necessary. I don't mean to dig on myself, but like, I have big, muscular thighs coated in a healthy layer of lubricated fat. And when I sit and they squish out, they just become twice as wide as they are when I'm standing. And it's like, I hate it. It's like, you know, it just feels a little unfair. Bud, did you just unplug my shit? Are you rebelling against the system? Go, go on. Go on. Bud, unplug my shit. We're fine. I always forget how tall you are. I guess there's now a full size horse in the back. You know, I think the horse is I think it might be, is it taller than me or is it exactly my height? I don't know. It's not really life size. I mean, if it was life size, it's like the world's smallest quarter horse. Yeah, it's not quite life size. What horse? Fat neutrality. Fat is necessary. Fat is absolutely necessary for your body to function. Fat. That's just fact. That's not my own research. That's just real. The height limit really starts hitting at about 195, 6'5". That's literally the reason I would not date anyone above 6'5". That's literally the height limit is 6'5". Damn. I know a lot of people over 6'5". And by a lot, I mean a handful, but that's enough. Damn. Honestly, I don't really like carnival rides. Like, I've always felt very unsafe on them and just kind of like, well, that was like, if the line is at least four times or more longer wait than the ride took to get through, like, I don't know. I'm not very good at lines. I'd rather just walk around with a giant turkey leg and laugh and enjoy things that I don't have to wait in line for. I know, PAX is one of them. I know. Frem, my grandpa used to say, shade in the summer, heat in the winter. It's the seat squish. Yep. Suddenly you're pinched. It's the best. I'm almost a foot taller than the average height male in the US, so yeah, I don't know what the average height for a female is. I know I'm over it. What is it? I have no idea, like 5'6", 5'7", maybe? Ren Fair, 100%. I'd go to a Ren Fair over Carnival so hard. Not that there's anything wrong with carnivals. I think it's honestly just me having always been a very bigger than normal person. Rides are just like I don't fit. I feel unsafe. Hi, Bad Penguin. How are you, love? Yeah, yeet. That's what I grew up going to, like the Eastern Washington fairs, where it's like, you might get to take this cage we're gonna strap you into home as a souvenir. And there's too many people right skew. The only time I go to a carnival or like a state fair is if they have a bigger focus on the animals and the farm stuff. Oh, I love to go to the go through the animal barns and shit like that. Go see all the different fucking species of like chickens and bunnies and horses, and I love that. Even if it's just the horses tied up in their stalls ass first, like the draft horses and Clydesdales and stuff, they're fucking cool. That's my favorite thing to go do. Get some shitty food like an elephant ear or something, deep fried butter, whatever. Is it 5'4"? 5'7", 5'5". See, I don't know. I don't know. 5'4". Wow. It's so tiny. It's a good song. No, this is because I'm 6 foot. This is not. Can you imagine? I was looking for a ruler to see where I'm 6'5". I'm 6'5". I'm 6 foot on the fucking dot. But I don't have a ruler next to me. I was just gonna try to cut the inches off and see where 5'4" is. I don't know. I'm terrible at judging. I have no like spatial anything. But I got nothing to measure. That's so tiny. Is it about shoulder for us? That's 8 inches? Giggity? Feels like more. Am I moving? Is it happening? No? No? I'm just trying to flatten my hands. Did I move? It feels like more. I'm really bad at this. 5, that's so small. We are a pretty fucking diverse country, though. We've got people from so many different cultures all over the place who are different heights, just like naturally. Lop my head off. They're the little people. Oh, being tall sucks. Dude, there ain't nothing wrong with any height at all. Embrace it. It's kind of like I feel like I've found that height is like boobs. It sucks. Those without want, those with want without. Sure, I can reach shit, but no clothes are made for me. Nothing fits me. I've never dated anyone taller than me because they're rare and they don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, but short people can't reach anything and are treated like children and are treated like they're infantile and oftentimes make less in the workforce and are given less promotions because they're seen as childlike and less mature just because of their height. I get an advantage because I'm tall, but I'm an immature fuckwad. Fuck twad, I almost said. What's a twad? Fuckwad? Like, we do exist. No, none of you want to fuck me. So, I've tried. Every like no shade. Every super tall guy I've ever met has like a 5'2" bitch. Max. Excuse me. You guys just love to feel enormous. I don't get it. Good for you. Though. You must love a good sit and spin. There's probably more of them, to be honest. The tall bitches are hiding in our closet, naked, because nothing fits. Just shaking. Maybe I can just cut my feet off. Then I don't need shoes. Perfect. Everything will be better. It's fine. You think I'm the tallest woman. No shit. I've been told that many, many times. I've only met one female taller than me, actually. One female presenting human, I should say, taller than me. She was like 6'1", 6'2" in college. Maybe. Yeah, Void. It's fucked up, man. Well, BDO, you got tall jeans. My little sister Sarah and I are the freaks of our family. Like, the vast majority of my family, besides us two, are itty bitty little 5'4", 5'5", little big boobied, freckled Irish women. We're freaks. I wish we had those genes rolling. Like, I don't know what happened here. I feel like the Mary Poppins daughters. Because my mom literally is here. Like, I can bundle my mom in my arms and you wouldn't see her. She's so compactable. I came out of that. She made me. I don't know. It's weird. My sister's only like an inch shorter than me, but we're both very tall. I wish I was an Amazonian. That'd be cool. I'm only 6 foot. I don't know if 6 foot's considered Amazonian. The worst part about them from the staff ride was that my oh god. Allocation feature restraint style best known as the lap bar with sliding column. The lap bar had a single hinge point where you'd close. I know exactly what you're talking about. And then the sliding column would be pushed down until there's no gap between the lap bar and the rider. So I checked restraints and it did occasionally tend to hurt. The amount of times I've gotten out of those rides with dents in my legs. Or like when they snap the bar down, the ride takes off immediately, but the bar has snapped my flesh into it. And I now have to ride the whole ride with like an inch of my fucking this stuck in the bar. Don't do that. Not everyone's screaming from fun. My dad's side's itty bitty too. I visited them. They're the New York side. We're actually genetic freaks. I don't know what happened. I know, BDO. I'd like to think that. Tall women are like Highlanders. If you meet another tall, you must battle to the death. I'd fuck one, to be honest. If I met another one, I'd be like, would you like to? Just see what it's like.
Give me a man who's 5'6". I'm a short king advocate.
Oh my god, what the fuck? I have to open that on my other monitor because that audio is. Incoming 420, I'm stacked. Look at this bowl. This bowl is. I've hit that twice. It's so big. It's like intimidatingly large. Men's height's really funny because it's pretty much based on the height of their mother. 95%, no shit. 95% plus of men grow to be taller than their mothers. Damn. I mean, they get their male pattern baldness from their mom's dad, right? It kind of makes sense. Like, there's a dog hair. There is, you fucks. Dog hairs. The only super tall guy I've ever said, wait, I ever tried to fuck had terrible whiskey dick. Oh, bless. Oh. I guess I fucked one dude who was like, it was very short lived. It was like once or twice. But he was, 6'5" ish. But like, oh yeah. Oh, I'm having a great time. You know what I'm saying? Feels mean, but whoa, snores. Cheers. Cheers. Happy 420. It's 420 for me. Cheers. Sorry, this dog is blocking my feet and I'm finding it really difficult to. Why are you like this? Why do you like this? She doesn't know. Cheers. Made for super short people? Why? That sounds miserable. I always like to know what people consider tall. I've never met a human being who didn't consider me tall. But like, I wonder if there is. I mean, where is it? Is it just taller than them? Is it just like once someone's taller than you, they're tall? I don't know. That's interesting. I think I'm so far above female average. Like I've never. Like that is my describing factor. Just tall and or loud, or the blue hair, or yes. What a great song. Happy 420 and cheers, lovers. The son growing taller than their mother thing makes sense evolutionarily when you factor in the instinct of people to treat short men and tall women poorly. Yeah. It's fucked up that it's still a thing. And I don't know if it's one of those things that's like people are even really conscious of doing. But I've watched people like walking around with a friend of mine who is a short. And I've watched like storefront people treat them like they're infantile. And like laugh with me like I'm a parent in the situation. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When like two people are connecting on a level and you're the butt of the joke, but they're not really letting, like, I've watched them do that and I'm just like, absolutely fuck not. What? And the only thing I can come up with is they're small. But what? That doesn't fucking make any sense. It's ingrained. Yeah, it's like systemic or whatever. I feel like I use that word too much, but exactly, yeah. North Dakota is made up of 6 feet and below for the most part. I wonder why. I wonder what their heritage is. Where do tall people come from? Like, historically speaking, what are the tallest? I know, like, everybody says it's Sweden and, like, Norway, but is it really? I'm curious. I'm a mutt, so that doesn't, I would not have any idea. But neither of my parents were tall in any way, shape, or form. My dad's dead, so definitely not tall. But my mom's really small, and all of my family that's alive is short. And it's so ingrained that they tell short men that they're crazy and that's not happening to them. Yes. Similar to the way they tell women we're crazy too. Yeah, which is fucking, it's, what the fuck? First house we moved into here had low ass ceilings. Oh my god, did you slam your head? I would have slammed my head and been so pissed. Is it like Nordic, like really, actually? I've always wondered, because my family does not identify. What happened? Is it on fire? What's happening in this picture? Wait, what is happening? What's going on? What's happening in this photo? Help. What is this? What is going on? There's fire, but it's like not on the sign, but the sign is definitely fucked. What's happening? This is a roller coaster? Fuck no. There's your fucking sign. I'd get decapitated. Thank you, Ghetto. I just redid it recently. Are the Dutch considered tall on average? Ironically, Italian heritage giant in comparison to my family. I didn't feel too tall when I went to Italy, but I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. I hate this. I'm so uncomfortable. As the train passed over the fire truck, it might shoot fire. Oh, the racist got fired. No shit. I got past the survivor guilt, and now I'm just happy my organization has the integrity to send him into the curb. Good for you. Good for you for saying something. That's the only way that things change, is for us to make ourselves uncomfortable. It sucks, but I was just curious because, like, I don't have any family to ask. They've all pretty much kicked it, especially the side that I think the tall came from. And so it's like, I don't know it's weird feeling like you came from nothing and definitely not looking like anything that still is alive today. It's a bizarre kind of like, you kind of feel like you were picked up on the side of the road feeling, you know what I'm saying? When Elf came out, the whole like montage of him being too big for elf things, that hit real hard with a lot of us talls. I think. Definitely hit for my sister and I remember us watching that and being like, they think this is funny, but that's just real life. You just don't fit. Literally don't fit. Not like, I'm not fitting in, but like, I just literally don't fit there. Like, BDO is too tall for fucking rides. Sometimes you just are so tall, you just actually don't fit. And that sucks because people look at you like it's your problem. Whoa, my computer just did a blinky blink. Uncomfortableness, growth. It's so true. It sucks, but it's so real. I've forced myself to do that a few times in my life. Not every time, because I'm a pussy, just like we're all pussies. But when I can, when I'm emotionally stable enough to, I push myself into those zones, and it always turns out better. The culture with the tallest people in the world. Oh my god, does that person have eyes? Please tell me they weren't carved out. Help. Holy shit. The Dinka! Oh my god, what a cool name. The Dinka is a Nilotic Neolotic? Jesus Christ. Lizzie, you know my mouth can't do this. I was built for blowing. Ethnic group native to South Sudan that resides along the Nile. Ooh, from Jong. I'm Egyptian. Oh my God, Nile, Egyptian. There's my tall. It's like 13%, but you know what? I'm claiming it. I'm kidding. This is terrible. We're said to have been ruled by a kingdom in Lothian, a Christian multi-ethnic empire dominated by Nubians. They are the largest ethnic tribe in South Sudan and one of the three groups that formed the original settlers. After defending their region against the Ottoman Turks and resisting slavery attempts by slave merchants who intended to convert them to Islam in the mid-1800s, the Dinka tribe spread across the region. According to 2008 Sudan census, the Dinka tribe made up about 18% of the 4.5 million of South Sudan's population. Widely known as the legendary cattle keepers of Sudan, the Dinka people practice. Wow, I can't read. The Dinka people practice mainly. How tall are you? Seriously, to figure out how tall they am, I have to subscribe to this website. They am, yeah. It literally cock blocks me right before their fucking heights. Fucking fuck. How tall are you, bees? Their garments are beautiful. I'll show you guys. This is the first photo, the one where I was like, does he have eyes? Wrong. Does he have eyes? Very scary. I think it's just, sunlight. I too cannot see in the sun. But look at this fucking textiles. They got fashion, is all I'm saying. I don't put together this cool of a look. Ooh, void. I almost said have fun. I do believe
On this holiest of fated Fridays, we need to smoke Void into dinner with Mom. Can y'all help me with smoking Void Egg into dinner with Mom? 7-7? No thanks. I can barely find. Look at this. I can barely find fucking shorts. We smoke Void Egg into the Mom dinner because that's too much. Cheers, bitch. May it be fast and quiet. Good luck, love. Maybe get her a little fucked up. I don't know.
my mom likes to talk shit about other people when she's fucked up. Let's see. I'm trying the other one. Let's see. Please don't make me log in. But we did it. Thank you, Lizzie. Okay, so height in the Dinka tribe. The Dinka. I like saying Dinka. Is that weird? Dinka. I like saying the Dinka tribe. Yes, father. Oh, daddy. Delightful. Often referred to as the tribe of basketball. I take that personally. The Dinka people appear to have some of the tallest people in Africa, the world in general. The majority of the people appear to be dark-skinned, slim, and of course tall. Their physical features, blah, 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 blah. According to a report by Robertson and Bainbridge, in 1953 to 54, the average height of a man in the sample of about 52 is 182.6 centimeters, 5 foot 11.9 inches, and 181.3 centimeters, 5 foot 11.4 inches in 227 Dinka women. Interestingly, the tallest NBA player in history also happens to be a Dinka man named Manute Bol. I think I know that name, and I'm saying it wrong probably. The height of 7 foot 7 inches. He played for Miami Heat, Golden State Warriors, and Washington Bullets. So they're not like all 6'5", which makes it that a lot more reasonable. But having an average height, which means half the tribe is over 6 foot and half is under, is still pretty wild. Manute Bull. Manute? Isn't it like minute? I'm putting the emphasis in the wrong place. Manute Bull, right? 8'1". That poor human. Oh. Wow. Dude, we learn every day, man. I mean, regardless, both of those heights are asinine, and I wouldn't want either of them. Being 6 foot with an inseam of 35 inches is a really hard life alone. What is your inseam if you're 7'7"? You just make your own clothes, right? Huggy Cool, welcome to my channel, welcome to my stream. Thank you for that follow. At least 37. Like, it's got to be extreme. I don't. You got to make your own clothes. I can't even imagine. Like, I can't find clothes. I can barely find clothes for myself. That is crazy. No dress would go past your vagina lips. I feel so bad for these people. Or be great friends with a tailor. Uh-huh. I mean, even for me, like, it's not impossible to find clothes, but I'm really grateful my mom taught me how to sew. So I can make a dress or something instead of just struggling through shopping for crap that's not going to be like, it's not even just like the length or like whether or not it fits. It's, everybody's waist is in a different place, everybody's boobs are in a different place, and where the dress puts those things is never right for the proportions of a tall person. It's just a joke. I look like I'm putting on like a baby doll dress that belongs on a 5-year-old. It's funny, but not cute, and it should be. I want to be cute sometimes. I don't think I've ever felt like sexy in my life. Thanks, clothing industry. Appreciate you. About world's tallest people, is there a reason? There's a 7-foot club. What? Waist and boobs will trade places, 100%. And, like, if you have kids, your waist, like, obviously is gonna be bigger because you created life. Like, all of those things, exactly. Like, I don't think that's just a tall problem. I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to, like, point out, like, being tall is the most special thing in the world. It's hell. I have like, it's really bizarre, but some of my favorite people I've ever met in my life have been, like, 5 foot. It's very weird, but some of my best girlfriends I've ever had in my life are, like, the short shorts. They deal with the exact same issues on the other end. Like, they have to shop Junior's department to find clothes that fit them because it's just, like, the fashion industry created this, like, middle ground that no one is. It's fucked up for everybody. It's not just me. It's all across the board. Uncomfortable about being tall. I think I rejected being tall. I used to kinda hunch and just pretend I wasn't. I'd tell people I was 5'12", and the dumb ones never got it. I'm amazed we don't have computer-generated clothing patterns and cutting by now. I'm sure we do. It's just, like, money, you know? The problem is people keep buying into fast fashion, and as long as that's bought into, I don't think anything will progress in that world, you know what I mean? People will be like, Shein, I can get a shirt for $1. Sure, I throw it away after one wash, but look, it's a shirt for $1, and you're like, okay. Okay. The further you are from average, the harder it is to find clothes. Yep. In any way, whether that's like big boobs, big butt, super tall, super short, super wide shoulders, etc. Dude, I remember when I was in college, when I was graduating college, the guy I was dating at the time, he was trying to find just like, a nice button-up shirt and slacks to go on interviews because he was an engineer. He had just graduated with an engineering degree, trying to go out on interviews and shit like that. And at the time, like the fashion was slim cut everything. Everything was slim cut. I swear to fuck. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I would go shopping with him to try to find shirts and shit. And he wasn't like, he was, built like a linebacker. I have a type. Don't hate me. He was just a fucking square. So, slim cut things made him look bulky in the middle because that means they're going to taper in the middle. And it's just like, I understood it was uncomfortable and it looked unflattering. And he would like be so despondent about it. And I felt really fucking bad because it's bullshit. Like, there's slim people and there's not slim cut people. Like, maybe why can't we have both? No hate on slim cut people, but fuck off. That's not fair. He just wants to go on a fucking interview. Yeah, average doesn't mean anything. Average is about as meaningful as normal, right, Queen? Like, it's subjective. The best, not cheapest advice I heard was buy clothes that fit your hardest to fit feature and then have it tailored. I've heard something along those lines. For me, it was like, buy something that fits the widest point of your body. and then go get it tailored. I've only done it like once or twice. Totally worth it if you have the money. Do they have custom tailored women's clothing like men have with suits? 100%. It's just women's clothing tend to be 10 times more expensive than men's clothing, and then the tailoring on top of it. Like, I haven't bought clothes in 15 years because so expensive. I need tampons, but like my clothes haven't disintegrated yet, so I'm good. Fatphobia is a colonialist in origin. Really? I wonder if it comes from puritanistic values. I have a 54-inch chest. Even in the military, I have to have custom tailoring. Cost me a fortune. Yeah, it's worth it though, right? Like, did those kind of clothes that were tailored like last you forever? Because I have like 2 dresses that I did pay to get tailored because I liked them so much, and they're just like so good. For me, my problem is my upper body is significantly smaller than my lower body, so anything that fits my lower body just sags off the top of me. And if it fits my upper body, I look like a sausage in too tight of a casing on the bottom. So that's where the tailoring, but it's so expensive. It's just like I can barely afford the dress, man. A leggy build. My leggy build. Oh my god, a real human? Were they tall? Did you get their number? Can I get your number? Where do you shop? As a non-slim cut person, Duluth Trading Co. was a game changer. Really? I'm gonna write that down. Cause I mean, Zach is also linebacker build, i.e. the square. I don't know how. There's no body shapes for dudes. It's this. And slim cut shit looks like it's uncomfortable. That's all I can say. Like, he'll look good no matter what, but he looks fucking uncomfortable. I would be itchy in it too. I get it. It's just not his body type, and I think it's unfair that he gets pushed into that body type. And a lot of you I know feel the same about vice versa or the same. Fearing the Black Body by Sabrina Stings is a good book on the topic. Fearing the Black Body. Is that where it is? So it's race. I mean, of course it goes back to fucking racism. Raise your hand if you're shocked. I don't know what my chest is. I've never measured my chest before. Like my titties? I don't know. I think I've only ever measured my waist in my life. Duluth. Bless. It's never defined by the demographic, defined by the people who want to control the demographic, if that's not so fucking real. I have no waist, like my bottom rib almost touches my hip. I'd have to stand up. So things like leotards and bib overalls do not fit. The crotch always sags to my knees. And dude, I have the exact opposite issue. It's like I have some overall shorts or like cute overall things, and it's either they are extended to the farthest extent they possibly can so as to not friction rub my clit off of my body, or I just wear them like shorts, like straps down. And I don't have a long waist for my body size. Like I'm all legs, but it would quite literally be like a friction accident, you know what I'm saying? Hi, Mr. Cataract, how are you? Izod. I think I've seen Izod before. I'm glad you guys have certain brands and stuff, because I feel like, at least for like women gendered clothing, there really isn't anything yet. It's either you're plus sized or you're squeezing into what they deem what society wants you to be normal, whatever. And I'm at that sweet spot where I'm neither. I don't fit neither. It sucks. So I just still wear clothes from high school and retro, right? Oh, true. No, thank you, Glad. I actually I have to make like a daytime call. To my bank. I have to order more checks. So thank you for reminding me. I was actually going to take off like 15 minutes early not for Duakrama, but in an hour and 15 minutes, we gather. You're welcome to join us. You're invited to join us to watch some awesome TTRPG that I'm not in, but it's including a lot of my friends and people I've acted with in the past and played with in the past, and it's super fucking cool. I actually watched Alien last night, so it's fresh on my noggin. I hadn't watched it in a few years, and I'm really excited. But if you'd like to join us, you're very, very welcome to. We have a really good time, but that happens in like an hour and 15 minutes. I usually see people start jumping in the Discord around 4, and then we usually start it at about 4:15. And it's only like an hour and a half. It's really, really decent timing for those that are like, I can't sit for like a 5-hour no, it's an hour and a half. Safi Pie does such a fucking beautiful job at editing it down and cleaning it up to where it's like tight. It's so wonderful. Ballroom jeans. Oh, that's fantastic. Comfort, you mean? I'm 5'10" and I want to start telling people I'm 5'8" because all the 5'8" dudes say they're 5'10". Do it. I still say 5'12" sometimes. I've thought about that, Glut. Like, you know, just starting to say I'm 5'4" and just fuck people up in person one day. I should have done that. It's a stupid, stupid thing to do, but it would have been kind of funny. Because, like, if I ever go to conventions or, like, just travel places and there's people in the community there that get to come hang out, I almost always get at least one, like, oh my God, you really are that tall comment along those lines. But imagine if I had started out convincing y'all I'm 5'2", and then I went to my first con. Dude, I don't know if I would have even been believed I am me. Yes, Rod, I did. I'm often brought into inner circles because I'm so dumb, I just forget, so I can be trusted. It's great. Yay for memory. Yeah, they've been fucking adorable for quite some time. They are so fucking cute. Yep. We were looking at their tweets all day today. They literally melt my heart. Yes, Viata, that's basically how most of the TTRPG community was, I think. It's like, we, like, knew about them, but, like, we didn't know about them. But, like, we knew about them. I knew about them, but, like, I've literally traveled overseas and hung out with Peachy and stuff, and, like, I'm one of those people that's like, you smell like a secret, bitch. And I think I flashed him and his mom, and so he kind of had to tell me, because, like, I was friends with the both of them, and I don't want to be that bitch that's, like, flashing my friend Safi's lover. So it's like one of those situations where Peachy was like, oh my God. And then later, like, by the way, and I was like, oops. You know what I'm saying? It might have been one of those. I don't know. I love them both, and I'm so happy for them. They're fucking precious. I'm waiting for the you must be this tall to. Oh. Dude, Glut, yes. I vary between 6 and 5'10". Me too. That's my exact variance. Yeah, at the end of the day, especially if I've been up walking all day or something, I'm about 5'10", but first thing in the morning, 6 foot. It's weird. Oh my God. No. Well, I actually literally am about to raid someone. Can we do night if you want to bring it by tomorrow if you're free, or the next day? The next time you're free to bring it by, we can do Nightmare Fuel ASAP. I don't want to Nightmare Fuel people literally as I leave. That seems cruel. Is that weird to do? Would we have to watch Birds with Arms again? Because that shit was amazing. Oh, I still have the dude. I still have the Safi and Peachy tweet up. They just make my heart warm. Seriously, next, just remind me. I just don't. I hate leaving people on like a nightmare note. I have to make a call and then take my dogs out and shit before Duacrum I'll watch tonight. Otherwise, yeah. Peachy, and he truly is like a sweet, sweet human being. I actually have been able to spend extended time with him IRL and get that like gut feeling like, ooh, are you gonna murder me? Are you genuinely like he's genuinely like, not that I don't think you can tell that just by being friends with someone verbally or otherwise over the internet, but like, I don't know. There's something that's like, it's like the final straw in my gut that I'm like, okay, my gut doesn't tell me you're gonna murder me. Now I'm absolutely convinced you're not gonna murder or whatever. No, he's fucking cool. We got to hang out, him, Millie, and myself got to hang out for quite some time, and I felt like I was in the presence of like royalty. It was really weird. I was like, wow, look at these significant human beings who do so much with their life. Allow me to lick the scum from your heels. Yes, no, we'll do it next, like, whenever you come, like, just remind me. He does, and he really does that in real life, too. He's just a very comfortable, like, natural human being to hang out with, and he's down for anything. He's fun. But honestly, I've never had a bad experience meeting a whole IRL. I think I've said this before, and it's really, like, corny, maybe, or gushy or whatever, but y'all have a really good ability, or maybe I have an ability, I don't know which side it is, of presenting yourself in chat exactly how you are in real life. Every single time across the board that I've met a whole IRL, whether it's at a con or otherwise, It's like that initial moment of like registering your face to who you tell me you are, because I don't know your face, obviously. So like when you say I'm blah 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 blah, I'm like face, name, yes. And then the moment we start talking, it's just like, oh, I know exactly who you are. I don't know what that is. And I know other streamers have experienced the exact same feeling across the board, but it's something, I don't know if it's because we just all like talk so fucking much and spend so much time together all day or what, but there is like a tone to chat, to the way you type and chat. And it comes across in the way you speak and the way you act as well. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what that is, but I found it multiple times and it's such a comfort, and it really removes all that nervousness of, meeting online people. Cause I remember first going to my first con and I was like, I'm gonna be murdered and raped. That's what I was raised with. Everybody on the internet kills you. And then I was like, oh my God, Katie, you're the internet person. People are coming here. Oh, Katie. It was a moment. Let me tell you, it was a fucking moment. I am too, and I think as a community we attract genuine humans, and I think Peachy does the same. That's kind of what I was meaning about Peachy too. He's a genuine person. He attracts people who don't give off that sense of bullshittery, because if you want our friendship to go further than a chat, you're not gonna go anywhere IRL, because I have a pretty good fucking gut instinct, bitch. Yeah, Viata, but you're pretty, and that's what evens it out. It's the crazy hot matrix. We know this. Trying to present a fake personality online sounds exhausting. I agree. It sounds exhausting, and like, what are the ends to your means or whatever? Like, truly, truly, like creating a false persona and a false life and just lying to a whole bunch of people on the internet, like convincing a bunch of people on the internet that, like, what? Like, we might be the only people in the world that will just accept who you really are. What the fuck? I don't know. Seems exhausting. It's exhausting just being who I actually am, let alone faking it for something else. I mean, fuck, there's some people who literally have other people in them, for fuck's sake. Like, goddamn. I don't want to take for granted that I only have to deal with one Katie. Because Jesus fucking Christ. Much me. Nah. Right, Ron? It's a thing. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's real. I'm just as much of a chaos goblin as I am in chat. I'm just as much of like a space cadet in real life. Like we could be talking and my brain goes like butterfly. And it's not because anything's boring, it's not because I'm disinterested, it's not because I've spaced out. I'm just Swiss cheese. I'm the same in real life, maybe just a little quieter, but you get what you got. I'm too tired to fake anything at this point. Like, good God, we hang out way too often. There'd be inconsistencies at this point. You know what I'm saying? I don't take notes, for fuck's sake, dude. I'm a snarky asshole, but I think it's part of the charm. 100%. I mean, that's the class hole charm. More talkative online because, I don't know, my brain has an easier time communicating through text. IRL, I have lots of brain fart moments that makes me kind of slow, but personality-wise, cursed with knowledge and millions of weird facts. That's what I've been described as like walking Trivial Pursuit, but like the dark version. Will it work? YouTube has been failing me in the past few minutes, so I haven't touched this Tool playlist that keeps playing Chucky because I think Zach's doing like an indie day. I might have to save. I'm going to save it. Oh, no, 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 no. If you send me that link, the link just crashed, so I can't even copy and paste it. If you want to send me that link, I'll play it tomorrow. I got to host someone and get skedaddling because we have duacrama this evening. Trivial Pursuit After Night would basically just be like After Night. After Dark would be like Words Against what is it? Fucking Words Against Humanity or whatever. I played that with my parents one time, learned way too much about their sex life, never again. Cards Against Humanity, that's what it is. Seriously, Chucky, I didn't realize Zach was doing a double indie day. And it's only YouTube. I think YouTube just runs hot or something, whatever the fuck that means, but it's being a douche. But y'all are invited to do Acma. I know I've said that a million times. I'm going to actually find someone to host and go walk my dogs before I forget and don't get to do that. And then they're anxious pieces of garbage. Thank you. Thank you, Chucky. I love me a pretty voice. If I had more money, my house would just be painted black on the inside, white on the outside. It would be a total flip-flop, but it would be wonderfully dark and peaceful and cozy. Let's see. Who is unkind? Don't play Cards Against Humanity with your parents. Like, unless you just, you know. No, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. Oh, dude, KPP is playing Baldur's. We're gonna raid KPP. I haven't got to raid KPP in a bit. That's what, unless you filter the cards 100%. Like, no sex cards in there. It's too, because watching your mom and dad do that secret smile and giggle to each other as you're vomiting on the other side of the table is something that never leaves your mind. Ever. The next time you try to jerk off, your mom's blushing, giggly face will flash up. Don't do it. You don't want that. Nobody does. Oh, by the way, I moved my other keyboard so that when we get to play Baldur's Gate next, I can actually try to play it on keyboard and mouse. Since you guys said it's so much better. Why doesn't Katie come up? Come on, Katie. Katie. All right. Be good, bitches. I shall see some of thee in an hour. Happy fucking Fated Friday. I hope you have a good one and be safe if I don't see you this weekend. She may or may not be in character creator right now. See you tomorrow, baby.